give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach. John 5:39.
Search the scriptures, for in them you think ye have eternal life, and they will testify of me. You will not come to me that ye might have life. I receive not honor from men. But I know you, that ye have not the love of Elohim in you.
You say you don't have it. Let's go to Luke chapter 8, verse 1. And we're going to read about 15 verses on that, so, yeah, this is right for that.
All right, and it came to pass afterwards that he went through every city and village preaching and showing glad tidings of the kingdom of Elohim. And the 12 were with him. And a certain woman which had been healed of the evil ruach and infirmities, Mary called Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils. And Joanna, the wife of Kuzah, Herod's steward, and Susanna, and many others which ministered unto him of their substance.
So you see, those women served him or whatever it was that they had. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all know of a woman who ministered of a man of her substance that was a man of Elohim as well? Because there's evidence of that. We're not going to go read it though. Just want to see who knows who that is. It said these women ministered to Hamashiach of the things that they had. There was another woman who did that. Did it to a prophet.
Oh, the woman was Elijah.
Not Elijah. He was sent there.
The woman who gave him a room?
Yeah, that would be Elisha. That lady gave him a room, set some food in there, and a stick that every time, candlestick that every time he passed by there, that he would come in there and stay for a while. Go ahead.
We're at verse 4.
But see, that also goes in an example of y'all look kindly on people who serve those that belong to him. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about like what you see in these days and times when they're talking about sow a seed and give up all their cash. But like when Paul said, I don't speak in respect of want. He said, I know how to be hungry. I know how to be full. I know how to be clothed. I know how to be naked. That people, just like what that woman seen Elisha, she seen him and she was like, shoot, this man's walking by here every time, man. Set a bed up for him. You know what I'm saying? When she did that, you know what he turned around and did? He sent Gehazi and said, man, ask that lady what she wants. He said, she ain't got no child. He said, we'll do that for her. Go ahead.
It says, and when much people were gathered together and were come to him out of every city, he spake by a parable.
And what did he tell them?
A sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell by the wayside. And it was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it.
Pause. Give me Isaiah 53 and 11. He said a sower went to sow his seed. I just seen somebody say this here. They really think the master had a wife and kids, or were asking, did he have a wife and kids? Make it verse 10 though. After you read Isaiah 53 and 10, you can go to Isaiah 59 and 20. These are things that y'all are familiar with. Just bringing it up for cause of this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yet it pleased Yahuwah to bruise him. He has put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed.
He shall see his who?
His seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of Yahuwah shall prosper in his hand.
Now he said he'll see his seed. So let's look at Isaiah 59 and 20 then.
And the Redeemer shall come from Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression unto Yaakov, says Yahuwah. As for me, this is my covenant with them, says Yahuwah. My ruach that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, says Yahuwah, from henceforth and forever.
Now we've been talking about it. We just ain't went all the way full-fledged with it. We've been talking about Jeremiah 31 when he said he make a covenant, not like the covenant that he made with your fathers when he brought them up out of Egypt, but a different one. Let's look at verse 33 in that particular chapter in Jeremiah 31. Because now he just said he's going to make a covenant where he'll put his ruach and his words and a man and the Redeemer's seed. The master's just saying a sower going out sowing seed. And you look at sowing, at least in Hebrew, it refers to something that's being conceived, or children, or posterity.
You said 31?
And 33. And you know, when you look at plants, you have a male and female plant most of the time. Go ahead, man.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Yasharal after those days, says Yahuwah. I will put my Torah in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people.
Now let's look at what it is. Deuteronomy 10 and 11. And let's look at the difference to see if the Torah was written inwardly or outwardly. And you'll see a difference of covenant right then.
Deuteronomy 10 and 11.
Tell me what that said.
And Yahuwah said unto me, Arise, take thy journey before the people, that they may go in and possess the land which I swear unto their fathers to give unto them.
Make that Deuteronomy 11 and 12 then.
And the land which Yahuwah thy Elohim cared for, the eyes of Yahuwah are always upon it, from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year.
That's good. That ain't what I wanted either. I recall what it says. Can't remember where it's at.
What you talking about?
Oh, go to where you tell them to speak this thing when you're touring in the house, when you're walking in the house, when you lay down. That's what I require. Because we done went over that before, because the master fulfilled all of those. He spoke the word while he walked around in his house, which is the temple. 6 and 7. He fulfilled it in every course. He spit it when he laid down. He spit it when he got up. You have to sit back and look at that. You have to know that ain't talking about that. Who gonna be teaching their children the word while they laying in the bed? Go ahead, man. Deuteronomy 6 and 7.
It said, These words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto the children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Now he told them the word should be in their mind, but is that the covenant that he made with them? Because what did he do with that covenant? He wrote it on what?
Stone.
And placed them where? In the Ark of the Covenant. And he didn't place them laws inside the people. So therefore that seed wasn't actually in the hearts of men where it could remain. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to
Luke.
yeah. No, give me Psalms 82. And verse 3.
82. Elohim 82. And verse 3. Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. I have said, ye are Elohim, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men and fall like one of the.
You know, that's always funny to me when dudes say, how can anybody be equal to the Elohim? And then he just told you you were. You know what I'm saying? That's why in John 10, the master said, why do you say I blaspheme if I say I'm the son of Elohim? Is it not written in your law, ye are gods? He said, if it's written, it can't be broken. Now, the only way that you can become that is if the word is in you, because he has to sow that seed. Because he said the ruach that is upon you and the words that's in your mouth, I'm going to put it in your seed and your posterity. Nobody can tell you who this is. They don't know. They'll say, oh, that's David, or that's Yasharal in Isaiah 53. So Yasharal was already seeing their seed. So why would he need to tell them again that they will see their seed? They're already looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at an offspring of something. Go ahead. Let's go back to Luke chapter 8.
Luke chapter 8, and we are at verse 6. And some fell upon a rock, and as soon as it was sprung up, it withered away because it lacked moisture. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprang up with it and choked it. And others fell on good ground, and sprang up and bare fruit 100-fold. And when he had said these things, he cried, He that has ear to hear, let him hear. And his disciples asked him, saying, What might this parable be? And he said, Unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of Elohim, but to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand. Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of Elohim.
So the seed is the word. The seed is the word. Let's look at John chapter 1 and verse 1.
John chapter 1 and
So the seed is the posterity. So you look at Isaiah 53 and you look at Isaiah 59, and then you would have to be born of that particular seed. If you're not born of that particular seed, then you're going to have a problem. Go ahead.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
The same was in the beginning with Elohim. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything
Why is that
made.
important? Because he said the word is Elohim, and he said you shall be called gods. You shall be gods. That's why that's important. The word of Elohim is Elohim. It's everything that he is. Therefore, if it resides in you, then you become like he is. Drop down about verse 13. Make it 11.
And he came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become sons of Elohim, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood.
They were born not of what?
Not of blood,
Mm-hmm.
nor the will of the flesh,
Mm-hmm.
nor the will of man,
Mm-hmm.
but of Elohim.
Go ahead.
And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us,
Mm-hmm.
and we beheld his esteem, the esteem as of the only begotten of the Father.
So they say, how can he? This is how he's able to produce and to have children. See, matter of fact, since I'm saying that, let's go to Isaiah 26 and about verse 5. That might be too high, but we'll see what it says. I know that's too high, but 26 and 5.
For he bringeth down them that dwell on high, the lofty city he layeth it
Give
low.
about verse 9. Yeah.
With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my ruach within me, I will seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
Yahuwah, when thy hand is lifted up, they will not see, but they shall see and be ashamed for their envy at the people. Yea, the fire of thine enemies shall devour them. Yahuwah, thou wilt ordain shalom for us, for thou also hast wrought all our works in us. O Yahuwah Elohim, other Elohim besides thee have had dominion over us, but by thee only will we make mention of thy name.
Mm-hmm.
They are dead, they shall not live. They are decreased, they shall not rise. Therefore hast thou visited and destroyed them, and made all their memory to perish. Thou hast increased the nation, O Yahuwah. Thou hast increased the nation. Thou art esteemed. Thou hadst removed it far unto all the ends of the earth.
Yeah, you done got enough. That was way too high. We wanted verse 16. Nevertheless, go ahead.
Yahuwah, in trouble have they visited thee. They poured out a prayer when thou chastening was upon them.
That's just what a Mashiach did. Go ahead.
Like as a woman with child that draweth near the time of her delivery is in pain, and crieth out in her pain. So have we been in thy sight, O Yahuwah. We have been a child. We have been with child. We have been in pain. We have as it were brought forth wind. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen.
Go ahead.
The dead men shall live together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in the dust, for thy dew is all as the dew.
That's good. They said they had done gave birth and they were in pain. So how did he able to give birth? If he say the seed is the word, and the word and that seed is scattered amongst the ground, how did this happen? When did this happen? Not just really referring to that, because he said we got to deal with him actually giving birth to children.
By the seed going in and we taking the seed and being poured out.
Is it when they spirit?
Now let's look at 2 Kings chapter 19 and verse 25. You got to remember, we just looked at that he the word. So if he's the word, he told you except a corn of wheat fall on the ground and died, abide alone. But if it died, bring forth much fruit. Kings 19 to 25. So if he's the word and the seed is the word, then that seed was planted in the ground when he was put in the ground. So because remember it says that we cried out when your chastening was on us. We've been in pain while we were seeking to be delivered and cried out because we were in birth pains. So when you looking at everything the man went through while he was on the stake was the pain of giving birth. Because that goes back to the law when he said a woman to have pain in childbirth. So he's got to fulfill that. I ain't mentioned that to some of y'all, but this man has experienced everything that the human experience has to offer. Because he has to know what it's like to give childbirth, to be able to be an aid and a help and a relief to a woman. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't really have no understanding, how can he give birth? He's just a man. He has to be able to do both. That way, you can't. That's the same token, right? I told you this before, right? A man cannot teach a woman how to be a woman for simple product that he is not a woman. Do you know what I'm saying? A woman cannot teach a man how to be a man for the simple reason that you are not a man. Do you know what I'm saying? You have no idea what it is to be a man, just like I have no idea what it is to be a woman. That's why the book say, let the aged women teach the younger women this. A man can tell a woman certain key things. Yeah, you should do this, you should do that. But to actually move and operate as a woman, a man can't teach no little girl that. That's impossible. He doesn't know how a woman thinks. He doesn't know how a woman's body works. He doesn't know how a woman may feel while she's on her cycle and all the emotions. He doesn't know how to deal with childbirth, childbearing. He hasn't experienced that. How could he be able to tell her anything? You know what I'm saying? A woman doesn't know how to tell a man how to be a man because a man's interactions with men are not the same as a man's interaction with a woman. A man is trying to get in this woman's body. He's not trying to get in another man. So his interactions with that woman is going to be drastically different than how he interacts with a man. You know what I'm saying? Just on the same token, just because we mentioned that, you got niggas that won't dare try a woman in a heartbeat though. You know what I'm saying? You got something that women don't do. Men try other men just to see where they heart at. You know what I'm saying? Women don't do each other like that because I have to see that you are a man and you'll stand your ground and that you'll hold it down. Because if you don't, I will not respect you and I will treat you as such. I will son you every time that I see you. For a woman, that doesn't make any sense. But that's how men operate because you're supposed to be a man. Men don't respect men that are not men. You know what I'm saying? A woman might see a woman who's not a woman. Oh, that hoe ain't about nothing. But it's a little different. Men will run roughshod over. Then again, it is a little different because if a woman messes with a man and she don't respect him as a man, she runs all over him. You know what I'm saying? And she tries you to see if you gonna be a man early in the relationship to see what she dealing with, if I'm gonna run over him or not. You know what I'm saying? But it's different. It's very, very different. Go ahead.
2 Kings 19. Yeah, 20.
25. Look, Mike!
Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass that thou should have...
They say in ancient times he formed it, right? And brought it to pass.
That thou shouldest be to lay waste fenced cities into ruinous heaps. Therefore their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field and as the green herb, as the grass on the housetops and as the corn blasted before it is grown up. But I know thy abode and thy goings out and thy coming in and thy rage against me. Because thou rage against me and thy tumult is come unto my ears, therefore I will put my hook in thy nose and I will brittle in thy lips. And I will turn thee back by the way which thou camest. And this shall be a sign unto thee.
What's the sign?
Ye shall eat this year much things as grow of themselves.
Things that grew what?
Grow of themselves.
Don't he say that fruit is in itself? In Genesis 1? What's going to be able to have that fruit to be in itself? There has to be a seed in it. The word was already planted in the Mashiach before he even manifested. Go ahead.
And in the second year, that which springeth of the same, and in the third year, sow ye and reap and plant vineyards.
In the third year, you're going to do what?
Sow ye and reap and plant vineyards.
How long did this man preach for?
3 years.
And he said the third year, you'll do what?
Sow and reap.
So you'll plant a seed and reap that seed and eat the fruit of that seed.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And the remnant that is escaped out of the house of Yehuda shall yet again...
The what? The remnant?
Shall yet again take root downwards and bear fruit upward.
They'll take root where?
Downward and bear fruit upward.
You know what I'm saying? For the root to be that seed for whatever tree that is has to be planted in the ground. Let's look at John 12 and 23 then. It's just taking a long way to it. It could have took the short way, just taking a long way. So notice it said it's a remnant. That's a key point what you're looking at, because he's telling you that when he just read through those four people, those four types of ground that seed fall in. Everybody is not going to bear fruit and bring fruit up out of that seed that was planted. And that's the same thing that this Kings is telling you. It's telling you the same thing. That's why I be telling you, you think because somebody heard a word that means something? Everybody falls in the four. I read it to a lot of people fit the first one, but we'll deal with it in a second because we focusing on the third one. Go ahead.
John 12.
In 23.
It says, and Yahushua answered them, saying, the hour is come that the Son of Man should be esteemed. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except the corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit.
That seed fell in the ground. We gonna see. I'm just mentioning this here just because brothers have issues with this particular thing. Go ahead.
He that loveth his life shall lose it.
He that what?
He that loveth his life shall lose it. And he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my servant be.
That goes again to when he tell you, blessed are those that don't go in the way of sinners. If he is not there, why are you there? Do you know what I'm saying? This man don't hang out with sinners. Don't let the people tell you that lie talking about this man hung with sinners. See, they lied on him. Get that Matthew 11 and 15. They lied on him when they said that. He sat down with sinners and taught them as any prophet would, as any teacher of the word would. How else would I be able to convert you? I don't hang with you, though. I don't go where you go. I don't do what you do. Because at that point, I wouldn't be blessed. I would be damned because I'm going in the way of sinners. I'm doing what sinners do. You can't be sanctified and in the world at the same time.
Hey. Go over there, Carl. Go over there, Carl.
Come on, Simon.
Yeah, Matthew 11
And 15. You okay now?
He that have ear, let him hear. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in markets, calling unto their fellows, and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and have not lamented.
But hold up. Mute your phone, DC. You got a lot going on. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, 18. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he has a devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a man gluttonous, and a wine bibbler, a friend of publicans and sinners.
That's what they called him. They were lying on him, though.
But wisdom is justified.
He didn't say he wasn't friends with him, but he had mercy and compassion on him, though, as he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Give me James chapter 5, man. Give me about verse 15. James 5 and 15.
And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and Yahuwah shall raise them up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him. Confess your faults one to another and pray for one another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much.
Listen what he tell you.
Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months.
Go ahead.
And he prayed again, and Shamahim gave rain, and the rats brought forth her fruit.
Go ahead.
Brethren, if any of you do err from the truth.
If anybody do what?
Err from the truth.
Do what?
And one converted.
And one do what?
Converted.
Why else?
Let him know that he which converteth the sinner from error of his ways shall save a soul from death, and shall hide a multitude of sins.
Now let's look at Leviticus 19 and 16 and see that in the law then. Because see, I was explaining this the other day. You know, a lot of Hebrews say, your blood's not on my hands. That doesn't apply to you. He was talking to a watchman. That's what he told Ezekiel, who was a priest. That doesn't apply to you. If you're not a preacher, that doesn't apply to you. Your blood ain't on nobody's hands. He didn't send you to warn anybody. You know what I'm saying? But this is what applies to you, and this is kind of like what he's talking about. If you convert a sinner from the error of his ways, this is Proverbs 10 and 12. love covers a multitude of sins. You know, Hamashiach's love covered a multitude of sins, which is mercy. His mercy was, I'm going to get up here and get nailed on a tree for some ungrateful, stiff-necked, disobedient, unbelieving individuals. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the part we be forgetting the whole time. Is that man went through that and he didn't have to do that. He didn't owe you that. You weren't entitled to that. And then you live as if it means absolutely nothing. You live as if you live for yourself. That man said you have been bought with a price. Your body is not your own. It's not your body. It's not your members. It's not your brain. That belongs to him. And you can pay him back by serving him, or you can pay him back with your own blood getting spilled on the ground. But either way it go, he gonna get his payment back because you owe him. You know what I'm saying? That's where you don't sit back and realize, like niggas worry about owing the bank, owing JEA. You need to worry about the man who owns your black behind, because he paid for that. You know what I'm talking about? That man got up there 2,000 years ago and paid for that with his own blood. So your black behind belongs to him. You know what I'm saying? Like your people like to say, oh, your black behind is mine. Literally, you belong to him. Now he gonna wait to see if you gonna pay him back. See, y'all forgot about that thing about redeeming your brother. Leviticus, what, 25? You done sold yourself into slavery. Somebody got to pay for your back, that redemption money. That man paid for that. He said you sold yourself for nothing. You'll be redeemed without money. You owe that man. And all he asked for you is to live for him and not for yourself no more. That's all he asked. He ain't asking for you to do nothing major. We can't even do that. You sit back and look at, man, God don't want us to do nothing. You absolutely right. He sure don't. I done had people tell me that. You know what I'm saying? He don't want us to do nothing. We can't do nothing. Or you do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do. But he going to get his one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? That's what the IRS feel. They going to get their money one way or the other. You can pay me and go to jail. Front or on the back. You can pay it right now. I get it later. But I'm going to get it. And he said, I'm going to pull it out your black behind. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cut you up with this sword, and then I'm going to put you on the barbecue. Go ahead.
Leviticus 19.
And 16. Make it 15.
Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty.
It's a lot of niggas going to hell for that one. Doing unrighteousness in judgment. Look at stuff and judge it wrong.
But in righteousness thou shalt judge thy neighbor.
There's a lot of people, they won't do that one. They'll sit back and look at, that's my homeboy, that's my mama, that's my daddy, that's my homegirl. And that don't make no difference who it is. If they wrong, they wrong. And you supposed to tell them they wrong. And if they get mad, they will get over it. You know what I'm saying? How you going to convert a sinner from his way and you can't even look him in the face and tell him he's wrong? Matter of fact, before you go any further, Galatians 1 and 10. At that point, you seeking to please men. You ain't seeking to please Elohim because you worry about a nigga feelings. I have no care of anyone's feelings when it comes to right or wrong. Just let that be clear. We care about people's feelings except that nigga right there. I just felt like saying that. I mean it though. Galatians 1 and 10. Roll your eyes again.
For do I not persuade men or Elohim?
Did you do what?
Do I persuade men
or
or Elohim?
Go ahead.
Or do I seek to please men?
Do you seek to please who?
Men.
Mm-hmm.
For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of the Mashiach.
There ain't nowhere in the world you a servant of Mashiach. You seeking to please men. So guess what? If you're going to come to serve Elohim, you're going to have to disappoint some people. It's not a big deal by looking somebody in the face and telling them, I cannot do that. I will not do that. I had no problem telling my brother I'm not coming to no funeral on no Sabbath. That's not negotiable. That's not happening. And you know what? My daddy would understood because he was that type of dude. He's a stand-up dude. If that's what you own, then you got to stand on that. You can't bend and budge that for nobody. He'd have been hurt behind it, but he'd have understood because that's what type of man he was. He used to go down there, JSO Memorial Building, and tell them crack about their behind to their face. He had no problem with it. You have to, as a man, if you can't stand up for what you own, regardless of what can fall out and happen to that, you are not a man. Do you know what I'm saying? You are a little boy masquerading as a man. You have an adult age and body with a child's brain and heart. You know what I'm saying? Go back. This nigga, I'm serious though. It's a lot of grown children walking around here. I'm for real. They grown and physically, mentally, they're still a child. Come on back to the video, man. Yeah, you is. This is the good thing is that you know it. You know what I'm saying? You all right though? Well, for real though. You know how many people mad at me because I ain't told them what they want to hear? You know what I'm saying? They get mad at me, man. That nigga, he don't know what he talking about. I ain't got to know what I'm talking about. You asked for my judgment, I gave it to you. You can do what you want to do. There's a couple people in here before them had. They didn't like what I had to say, and they're not necessarily saying, "Hey, you can't never do this or this, that, and the third." But that's my judgment and assessment of it based off the word at this time. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what? To be honest with you, man, you cannot call yourself somebody a friend if you agree with your friend all the time. If you ain't never disagreed with somebody, you are not friends. Just because you disagree does not mean that there has to be conflict or beef because you disagree. I don't know why people think it's a beef. If you disagree with your friend say, man, I'm finna go smoke some crack. You're going to be like, yeah, bro, go ahead and smoke that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using an extreme because you're going to tell him, you smoking rocks? Bro, you tripping. Does that mean you hate your friend or it's beef because you told him to go smoke some crack? I don't agree with that. I won't be there with you when you smoke it. Do you know what I'm saying? Or even to the extreme, some of y'all went to sell drugs. Some of y'all had a friend tell you, well, don't you go do that. When I got out of prison and I was finna pull this stuff with my homeboy we grew up with this bank card, two of my homeboys said, yeah, boy, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I ain't get mad at them because they said, oh, nigga, you tripping, you hating, you don't know what you talking about, my nigga. I say, duly noted. I would respect that. It was like, yeah, boy, don't do that. I wouldn't do that if I was you. They ain't say, yeah, bro, go ahead and get that money, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They ain't do that. They looked at the situation, they felt like that wouldn't be a wise move for you. I wouldn't do it. I would recommend you don't do it. A nigga see a nigga doing something wrong and be like, shoot, you know what a nigga can do? Tell somebody else that. Boy, I don't know why cuz doing that. He dead wrong. You should have told that nigga that. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it if he get mad. He'll get over it. There's nothing wrong with letting a nigga know. I don't agree with that, bro. I don't think that's a wise move for you to do. You ain't gonna tell nobody to go commit a sin. Hopefully you'll tell them niggas, say, yeah, boy, I'm finna go hit that hole. I hope you be like, bro, don't you do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Boy, I'm finna rob this bank. Boy, don't you do that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not hard. If you see a nigga ain't doing what he supposed to be doing, hey, bro, you might want to tighten up. Do you know what I'm saying? You ain't handling your business now. You're slacking out here. I done had to tell you, boy, you ain't hustling hard like you supposed to. I say, yeah, man, you right. It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard. If a nigga get mad because he tell you, you tell him something he don't want to hear, you better remember what he told Ezekiel. I made your heart. He said, I made you like a flint. He said, don't be scared of their hard looks. They're impudent and hard-hearted people. Tell them the truth anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? If a nigga get mad with you because you told him something he didn't want to hear and he don't fool with you no more, he was never your friend no way. A real friend, the book tell you that. Rebuke a wise man and he'll love you. If you correct your friend gonna love you for it. You know why? Because you just showed me you care about me. A nigga, you rebuke a nigga, he don't care. Oh, that nigga don't love himself. What you gonna do with him? What you gonna do with a nigga don't love himself? I've been around dudes that didn't love themselves. Because they mama didn't love them. They mama was smoking rocks doing this shit. They ain't love themselves, so you know they don't love nobody else. So you can't tell them nothing. That's hard living though, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta tell people about themselves sometimes. Like they said, right, I've been in this situation, I ain't been around the family long enough to do it. I've been ready to tell my auntie about herself for about a week. Just how she been kicking the game. I don't care for it. You know what I'm saying? But because of the gravity of the situation, what's going on, I got to hold my peace. Because they see me ready to snap. I did say one thing though, I don't appreciate what you're doing. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Just do what my daddy wanted. I don't see what the problem is. Do you know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. If this ain't what he wanted, why y'all ain't doing what he wanted? Why are we having a conversation? And truth be told, this ain't even got nothing to do with you. What you do? Ain't nobody want to tell her that. But my people told me, yeah, we've been telling her that. But you know, that's like fighting lions. It's a losing battle. Go ahead.
We got Leviticus 19 and 19.
You ain't in no 19 and 19.
1960.
19. You finna tell us about fearing the hoary head, ain't it? No, that's a little further down. It's about 29. Nevertheless.
Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
Shouldn't be slandering nobody.
Neither should thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. Mm-hmm. I am yours.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
You shouldn't do what?
Hate thy brother in thy heart.
Why?
Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Now come on back over here to 1 John chapter 3 and verse 9. So he said you shouldn't hate your brother in your heart, right? He said if you don't rebuke your brother, then guess what? You hate him then. You know what I'm talking about? If you watching, see, I'm not talking about secondhand. You could ask a nigga about something somebody told you secondhand if you trust the source. You know what I'm saying? That they telling you the truth. You go let them know, hey boy, you wrong for that. But if you watching it, you seeing it, you abreast of it, you don't say nothing, that's a problem.
You said 3 verse 9.
Yeah, it's actually 10.
Of what?
John. You can read verse 9 though. Make it 8, screw it.
Alright.
Shoot, boy, I remember homeboy, like, yeah, boy, I'm finna go hit this hole. I'm like, boy, I'm not finna go with you over there to do that. I wouldn't advise you to go. And he said, I'm still going. I know you is. You just drop me off to the house before you get there. See, and that when it comes to the point, truth be told, if your friends, if you in the word, your friends will know you'll do that. They won't even call you, bring you, mention nothing to you that they finna do that ain't right. Hey, call right back, man. Dang, it's both of them on. Everybody can hear me on the phone line. Y'all can hear me too. Yeah, DC number ain't on. That's the ugliest sin. Come on, man. You'll call back.
John chapter.
Told you. Told you, you'll call back.
John chapter 3 verse 8. The wind bloweth where it listeth.
1 John chapter 3.
1 John.
All right, I got you, man.
All right, right on time. He said, "He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning."
How many people can actually just be able to deal with your mamas of the devil? Your daddy's of the devil. Your friends are of the devil. Because you can't be an Elohim and then be upset because people you care about are Satan's children. And if they're Satan's children, then why would we even have close, intimate details with people who have a fellowship with the throne of iniquity? I'm trying to remember what that's at in the song. Let me see what that is. That song is, man. 93 and 12 come to my brain, but I don't think it's 93 and 12. Because there's not 12 verses in Psalms 93. Keep going, sir.
Whosoever is born of Elohim does not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him.
His what?
His seed remaineth
Remember
in
how
him.
we talking about that seed being scattered? That word remains in you.
And he cannot sin because he was born of Elohim.
You notice how he sat back and said that I do a new thing. I put the law in their hearts and in their inward parts. Go to Psalms 94 and 20. Make it 94 and 17. Matter of fact, go to Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 1, please.
It says, "And Yahuwah spoke unto Moses, saying, If a soul sin and commit a trespass against Yahuwah and lie unto his neighbor, in which he was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or a thing taken away by violence, or have deceived."
Now, you know that word for fellowship here is samuth, and it means a pledge, a security, or a deposit. They say taking anything away from violence, it was delivered for him to keep. And you take it away by violence or deceived your neighbor. Go ahead.
Or have found that which was lost, and lieth concerning it, and swear falsely, and any of all these that a man doeth sinning therein.
Go ahead.
Then it shall be, because he hath sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took violently away, or the thing which he hath deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, or the lost thing which he found. Or all that about which he has sworn falsely, he shall even restore it in the principal, and shall add a fifth part more thereunto.
So he said you're going to restore it, didn't it? That's what he said. Now let's look at something in Acts chapter 3 about verse 14. Acts 3 and 14. That word for restore is shalom. It means a covenant of shalom, or to be at peace. So you got to restore something to cause it to be at peace. Because you done took something from your neighbor, you done got it by deceit, or you got a pledge of security. This is going back to what I was mentioning you about. This man done bought your black behind. Go ahead, Acts 3 and 14.
But ye denied the Kadash one, and the judge, and desired a murder to be granted unto you, and killed the Prince of Life, in whom Elohim raised from the dead, whereof we are a witness. and his name through faith in his name have made this man strong, whom ye see and know. Yea, the faith which is by him hath given him this perfect soundness in the presence of you all. And now, brethren, I wot that through ignorance ye did it, and as did your rulers.
Notice that thing in Leviticus was not something done out of ignorance. You knew what you were doing. You were fully aware. Go ahead.
But those things which Elohim before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets, that the Mashiach should suffer, he hath so fulfilled. Repent ye therefore, and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the time of refreshing shall come from the presence of Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
And he shall send Yahushua, the Mashiach, which before was preached unto you, whom Shamayim must receive until the time of the restitution
Till
of all
time
things.
of restitution. Until time of, because that Leviticus is talking about a time period of what you got to do to restore. Now he say to make that right, you need to make a covenant of shalom. You need to make a covenant, of shalom with him. You need to make peace with him. See, this man, give me Ephesians 2 and about 18. And we know making peace is destroying the authority over chaos. He said he that commits sin is of the devil. You know what I'm saying? So that means you're going to have to destroy that fellowship with the devil. We'll see that in Psalm 94 and 17 real fast. After he read this here.
Ephesians 2 and 18.
2 and 18.
It says, for through him we both have access by one Ruach unto the Father. Now therefore you are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and the household of Elohim, and are built upon the foundation.
Give me 17. Still $17. Might be 16.
It said, and that he might reconcile both unto Elohim in one body, the stake having slain the enmity thereby. And have came and preached shalom unto you which were afar off.
See, right then and there, right? He done came, is that his death has turned around and done what? It's done slain that, it done brought a covenant of shalom to come in because of the things that have been taken away. What it is I need next? Psalms 94 and 17. Give me verse 15 though. When you sit back at 15, and you sit back and you look at it, right? He's coming to bring, he say, what? That stake or his death restored back what you had taken away falsely or taken away by violence, because you took his life away by violence. Go ahead. So therefore, we didn't read the part where we say a trespass offering has to be made, and this has to be given because of what this person took away by violence. They took away his life by violence. He gave them something, and instead they wanted to take it. Remember when he gave the parable about this is the man's vineyard, let's kill the heir and seize upon it? He gave you something and you wanted to kill him for it. You wanted his kingdom, you wanted his words, you wanted his esteem and all of that, so you slayed him for it. Go ahead.
It say, but judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it.
Judgment shall return unto what?
Into righteousness.
And the upright in heart to do what?
Follow it.
That's the reason why a lot of people don't follow it, because they ain't upright in heart. And just because they keep this man's name in their mouth and say hallelujah and wear certain garments does not mean they're upright in heart. That's why he told you, outwardly you appear righteous unto men, but inwardly, Say what? He said, but inwardly you full of dead men's bones and hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? Look at them garments. That brother look good. That boy, they're righteous. But you know the word part is, y'all know a nigga ain't right, and you're telling me right. I'm talking about right inwardly. You know a nigga sour. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with telling a nigga, boy, you's a sour nigga. What a nigga gonna do? Beat you up? You know what I'm saying? Most niggas he can't fight no way. Nigga gonna do nothing but stamp around and be mad with his lip stuck out. You know what I'm saying? If nigga sour, nigga sour. I knew a lot of niggas that was sour. You only do one or two things. You telling me sour, you stop fooling with them. Most people just stop fooling with you. Or they tell you you're sour and they're like, boy, I don't fool with you no more. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with telling nigga you're not obligated to keep messing with people that clearly are ungodly, that are clearly hypocrites, that are clearly have no desire to do right. You're not obligated to fool with them. I don't care how long you know them. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how close you were to them. This your life you talking about. You ain't finna keep running with niggas that's committing crimes and you don't commit crime, yet you're running with sinners and they committing crimes every day. You is not finna hang with a nigga who robbing banks, robbing people, selling crack. You're not finna be hanging with him, riding with him, because you don't want to go to jail, but yet you have no problem running with niggas who going to hell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about niggas in the world. Screw in the world. You know they sour. You already know what you're getting into when you're dealing with them. You already know. If somebody in the world, you already know what they got going on. That ain't even no mystery. You ain't even got to figure that out. You can just tell them, nah, man, come on, auntie, you know I can't go do that. Nah, my nigga, you know boy, I can't go do that. They already know you can't do it. But a nigga who in the word and sour, nigga turn they out of that. Shoot. Man, bro, all right. He trying. He ain't trying hard enough. Really, ain't no trying. You either do it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you don't try to potty train a child. This nigga gonna use the toilet or he gonna keep wearing the bed. You know what I'm talking about? But one way or another, I ain't buying no more diapers. You know what I'm talking about? You don't say this, we're gonna try to get him to walk. That nigga gonna walk after a while. There's no trying. You either trying is, I'm gonna try this new steak and see how it tastes. I'm gonna try out this new juice. That's trying.
One time.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try out this workout program, see how it works for me. You know what I'm saying? You test drive a car, I'm gonna try it out. See if that's the worst part when people get with people, I'm gonna try her body out. You don't try her out. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. They don't test it to see if you like it. You either go ahead and purchase it or leave that alone. That's what niggas do though. I'm gonna try it out. You don't try nothing out. It don't work like that. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't no test driving that there, boy. Test drive to hell. You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna be driving there real fast. But for real though, you're not obligated to fool with people, man. It's a lot of niggas in the word, boy, they sour and niggas know it. I done had too many niggas call me like that. I had a brother the other day, man, call me and say, boy, brother died from a heart attack, from a broken heart, because he was in the hospital for a little minute and his wife cheated on him. And you know what the word part was? His wife was in the word, and the one man he cheated on her, she cheated on him with, was in the word too.
Yeah, that's
and he died from a heart attack, stressing. Young man, not even out his 30s, man. You know what I'm saying? Younger than me. You know what I'm talking about? But the common denominator is both these people claim. I guarantee ain't nobody gonna tell them two niggas they wrong. This man dead in the grave because you niggas wicked. You know what I'm saying? That man came home from the hospital like found a nigga in his house, and his wife like, hey buddy, you gotta go.
no. She laughing.
Left him. No, you gotta go. You can't stay here in your house that you been on your deathbed.
Yeah, I'm saying she left her man.
She ain't leave. That nigga say, I'm staying. You're leaving. And that man was on his deathbed. And you claiming to be a servant of, and you claiming to be a servant of Yah. And the nigga you commit adultery with claiming to be a servant of Yah. Now that's an extreme case. This nigga still out here wicked though.
I don't think that's that extreme.
That is an extreme case.
I feel like stuff like that going on.
Yeah, and it's extreme in the world because somebody deserves a bullet. You come home and find somebody doing that in your house, oh, you deserve to get shot.
Word no word.
Word or no word. You know what I'm talking about? You in the world, you sit back looking at it, you who will forgive me because these niggas coming to meet you tonight. Tonight. Well, you walk in there and find that going on in your house, male or female. I wouldn't care. Shoot that nigga. I'm talking about if a woman come in the house and find that, stab him, shoot him, do whatever you got to. That nigga's a disrespectful bastard. In your house, in your bed,
While you sick?
while you on your deathbed. I could have been just coming home from work. I could have went to go get a gallon of milk. Somebody got to die tonight. You know what I'm talking about? But that's not right. I told y'all before I was locked up with somebody like that. And they say he came home. He said, boy, I found a penis in my old lady bigger than mine. I killed her and him. That was his exact words. I ain't lying. We were coming back from court on that elevator. That was his exact words. And that's what he was in there for. He killed both of them. And he beat it too. I was in there with a dude from the Navy. Came back from off that boat. Found that going down. Shot both of them. And he beat it too. But you got to kill him right then when you see it though.
Because it ain't premeditated. You got caught off guard.
They call it a crime of passion. I'm dead serious. That's what they call it. Like if you like you go back to the car and go get it and kill it, or you going to prison.
And the lady that threw that radio in the tub with her man,
Yeah, but that wasn't real though.
I thought she was dead for that.
Nah, you think about a video. Somebody really did.
Oh, somebody really did that?
Yeah, that was real. Cause
Nah, not the punks.
No, the lady.
Nah, he talking about the punks.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Two
that.
pumps and she threw a radio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That wasn't real.
It was. She got booked.
No, that wasn't real. That booking photo was
Yeah, we
fake.
talking about it.
Yeah, that wasn't real. No, that wasn't real. We did our research on that. That wasn't
That
real.
joke was funny though.
It was funny though, but it wasn't real. It wasn't real.
Come on, bro. That was recorded. That was went viral.
Yeah, you would have seen that on major news
Yeah,
outlets.
bro, that would have been on the news.
Go ahead. Where we at, man?
Psalms.
94 and 15. Read it again.
It says, but judgment shall return unto righteousness.
You see, the judgment returning unto righteousness is Hamashiach died, the just for the unjust. Therefore, return unto righteousness, because the righteousness is of faith, because the just live by their faith, and faith come by hearing, and hearing come by the word of Elohim. This is how we'd have to. That's a whole nother topic. So, just trying to give a short one.
Through 5 scripts.
Indeed, but I'm talking about. We could go more in depth into that. Go ahead.
And all the upright and heart.
And that's what ends up happening, because Abraham was upright and hard, because judgment returned unto righteousness, because he judged Abraham righteous because he believed him, therefore he gave him Isaac. Therefore he was willing to offer up Isaac. Therefore Isaac was blessed, and he followed it. And therefore Jacob was blessed, and he followed it. There's a lot of people don't follow that in their heart, meaning in their mind, which take you right back to, I'll make a new covenant with you that's not like the one I made with your forefathers. I put my law into their heart and in their inward parts. You can only get that because judgment returned unto righteousness. Because this man died and he was judged righteous, therefore you're judged righteous because he gave birth. I ain't forgot about that part. And then we got to see how that means, or how his seed came up out the ground. Because he say fruit got to come out of that. Because he say you're going to take root downward and bring fruit upward. Come on.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Who will do what?
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
And what else?
Or who will stand for me against the workers of iniquity?
Who will stand?
Unless Yahuwah had been my help, my Ruach had almost dwelt inside.
See, that's what I was talking about last night. And I'm going to probably get to that sometime in the near future. Are you serious? Remember how we read that with Paul say that it's Yah's good deal to come to those who trouble you? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he asking. Will you stand up for me against the people who trouble me? If somebody is a sinner, they're trying to trouble you. Their trouble may not be like how you think it's slapping you around, disrespecting you. Their trouble could be trying to get you to sin. Try to get you to do things that are towing the line of what's right and what's not right. Because see, sometimes we look at it, well, it's not a sin, but it's unjust regardless. Because that man say all unrighteousness is an abomination. So you have to look at, is this right in his eyesight? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not right, you ain't got no business doing it. And truth be told, we know what's right before Yahuwah and what's not. Do you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It say, when I said my foot slippeth, thy mercy, O Yahuwah, help me up. In the multitude of my thoughts within me, my comfort, thy comfort, delight my soul.
Mm-hmm.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by the law?
So the throne of iniquity have fellowship with this man? Well, what's the throne? Let's see what the throne is. What is it? Revelation 2 and 11. Let me make sure. Yeah, Revelation 2 and 11 is cool.
It said, he that hath ear, let him hear what the Ruach saith unto the assembly. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. And to the Malachim of the church of Pergamos, write these things, saith he which hath the sharp sword with 2 edges.
Mm-hmm.
I know thy works, where thou dwellest, even where the adversary's seat is.
You think this man gonna have fellowship with this man's throne? So if he ain't having fellowship with the throne of iniquity, why are we having fellowship with those who worship at the throne of iniquity? Because he say he that commits sin is of the devil. To whom you lend your member service to is to whom you obey. Now come on back to 1 John chapter 3. The reason why we have to focus on the thing, because when it get real, some of the very people that you love and care about, some of the people that you love and care about are going to get you killed. because they don't serve who you serve, and their love for you is not going to trump their survivals. You know, the first law they say in universal law is self-preservation. So when stuff goes down, people are going to seek to preserve themselves. When they look at it's my life or yours, it's very few people who are not in the Word that will preserve the life of someone who is, because of how much they love them. They're going to seek to say themselves. You know what I'm saying? When they see they locking niggas up for harboring people who serve that or preach that or stand for that, the man has already told you. This man has already told you your parents gonna kill you. Your friends are gonna kill you. He's already told you that. So if he's already told you that, I don't know why you think that couldn't happen to you, or my mama wouldn't do it, my daddy wouldn't do it, because now you done called this man a liar. Because you don't know what people gonna do when it's face to they seeing niggas' heads get chopped off. They seeing niggas getting rounded up by the bundles, not for being black, but for what you stand for. And don't say that it's never happened before, because it happened with King Antiochus. And niggas was flipping the script and turning niggas in. You know what I'm saying? Are y'all aware of that in your history? You know that? You know about that?
That's in like Maccabees.
That's in Maccabees, but I'm talking about just general history without even reading Maccabees. That's just general history.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like Maccabees tells the story, but like you can go to books outside of the Apocrypha and Maccabees and read about King Antiochus and what he was doing. He was slaughtering us by the bundles because we would not stop serving Yahuwah. And niggas was turning niggas in. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't want to die.
Come lay down. Get over here and lay down.
Man, that's the number one. You can threaten somebody's job, they might not fold. But when you go to threatening people's lives or the lives of people that they love, how you imagine what somebody might do if they ain't in the word? I know you know some, and they grab their children and say, we gonna kill them if you don't tell. Most niggas gonna tell. Life and death is an extreme motivator for people. Do you know what I'm saying? Some people don't care nothing about going to jail, take me. You know, some niggas, these niggas telling on First 48 and telling on the corners, you know they gonna tell about the living Elohim or who's serving. And I'm telling you, it's niggas who be sitting next to you, hallelujah. You know, Yah's my healer. Gonna tell, shoot, boy, them niggas around the corner. Them niggas around the corner. All right, play with it. Niggas you done sat down with, ate with, read with, sang with, gonna be the first niggas to tell. An outside nigga can't tell on you for a nigga sitting right next to you can tell on you. Nigga be like, this his name, bro. I'd have never thought you'd have went like that. Well, you knew he was a whole nigga the whole time. You just chose to ignore it. You know what? Straight up. Niggas here, right? In them streets, boy, we always knew who was solid and who wasn't. You know who's solid on your team and who ain't. You already be knowing who's solid and who ain't. That's why I don't be saying why niggas be shocked when a nigga tell. You know that nigga was weak. You know what I'm saying? Nigga be like this here, man, I told you about fooling with the nigga. You remember that, y'all seen Dead Presidents? That's being seen always for them. That's your punk behind friend. Because that nigga had already told him, that nigga a junkie, I don't want to fool with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, you talking about, no, I think he was talking about Chris Tucker. He might have been talking about Bo King Woodbine character, but I think he was talking about Chris Tucker. He was talking about
preacher, bro.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I just remember that line.
He was like, I got somebody.
That nigga say, this is your punk behind friend. That nigga folded though.
Yeah, he's
You know what I'm saying? But the whole thing was he didn't even have to fold. That nigga folded before they even had a chance to do nothing. He was telling on the way out the church house. Because had already knew that nigga was weak. You already know, but if you already know your squad, you already know what niggas is. You know who ain't gonna do this, who ain't gonna do that. You already know it. Then you be shocked. Man, I thought Cub was solid. Everybody looking at you, man, you knew that nigga was a hoe. That's why we ain't take that nigga to go do that thing last week. Go ahead, man. 1 John chapter 3, right?
1 John chapter 3.
Read verse 8 again.
It said, he that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Elohim was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Yeah.
Whosoever is born of Elohim does not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him.
Yeah.
And he cannot sin because he is born of Elohim.
Yeah.
And this is the children of Elohim are manifest, and the children of the adversary. Whoso doeth not
children come from seeds, right? So we know who born of whom. Go ahead.
And he who does not righteousness is not of Elohim, neither he that loveth not his brother.
He that do what?
Love his brother.
So you ain't on Elohim, you don't love your brother. If you don't rebuke your brother, then you don't love your brother. See, niggas scream Damn, we gotta love each other. You know, niggas be on the book with it all the time. I know, or this is what here I see all the time. Man, nobody's manifesting the fruits of the Spirit. And one of the fruits of the Spirit is love. And how you love your brother, you won't tell him you's a wicked bastard if ain't nobody told you. Let me be the first. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. You's a wicked bastard. Let me be the first. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, boy, that was wicked what you did now. Oh, you were wrong for that. If you love him, you'll tell him.
Lay down.
Go ahead. Because remember, this man say whom he loved, he chastened and rebuked. That's what Yahuwah, ain't that what Yahuwah standing in for those he loved? So how you say you love your brother, you won't correct him. Because we going with the law say. The law say don't hate your brother in your heart, anywise rebuke him. Because if you see a man doing something that's wrong and you don't rebuke him, you don't love him. You hate him. According to the law, not my personal opinion. That's what the law say. And you know, I'll be honest with you though. Some niggas know not to tell niggas stuff they doing because they know they gonna get rebuked. So they don't tell certain people. You know what I'm saying? If you know she gonna do something wrong, if she know she gonna do something wrong, and she know you gonna tell her what's right, she ain't gonna tell you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not telling that nigga that.
Why niggas pick and choose who they talk to?
Yeah, that's why people pick and choose who they bring stuff to. People go to the people who they know gonna tell them what they want to hear. That's why the book say they'll have itching ears, seeking out people to tell them what they want to hear. People won't go. When a nigga know you gonna give it to him, regardless if his feelings is gonna be hurt or not, most people do not go to people who they know gonna tell them what they need to hear versus what they want to hear. So a nigga ain't gonna call you, he ain't gonna come see you. Niggas pick and choose who they talk to. They pick and choose who they. How can you go seek counsel from a nigga dumb as you? When I say dumb, meaning on the same level as you are. Meaning you don't know much. You know what I'm saying? Y'all level is the same. So why would I go holler at you? That's like I told you. Why would I go holler at a nigga for business advice who's never ran one? Because he's dumb as I am. We both don't have this knowledge. So I'm going to ask you, how should I run my business? How is this nigga going to know? What is he going to add to you in the course of that conversation? You need to go find somebody who has done it or is doing it. He can tell you something. You know what I'm saying? But why we seek out niggas who dumb as we are? Because we looking for that comfort that that person's going to tell me what I want to hear, what I already got formulated in my mind. Yeah, bro, that's a great idea. Till you ride off and you know what? That nigga's stupid, though. Why did I?
Not till you do it and you don't take an L off the bag.
Oh, don't take an L off of it. But sometimes some people over here, when they riding off, you like, you know what? As I'm thinking on this nigga's dumb. So what does that say about? I seen a dude, that nigga say my baby mama's slow. And he saying I'm even slower for messing with her. You know what I'm saying? He just ain't throw her under the bus. He said I'm just as dumb for fooling with her. Because she couldn't have had my baby if I would have recognized early, like I did, we'll put it this way, that I would have cut this nigga off when I was supposed to. Because I already knew this nigga was slow. But I kept fooling with it anyway. I remember being locked up. Niggas say, you don't know cuz you ain't got no kids. I said, I know full well. Her booty was fat. She was pretty. You liked the way she made your penis tingle and you kept on going. You disregarded the fact she was a maggot. You know what I'm saying? You just calmly overlooked that. Now you just sit back and she dragging you because of your child and you wondering, oh man, that whole crazy. No, you was crazy. That whole been crazy. It's in her DNA. You know what I'm saying? That happens all the time though. It happens to the best of us. Some of y'all done had friends, they crossed you decent, and you were wondering like this here, but you knew that nigga was like that though. And you like, dang. It's because we don't be wanting to accept the fact that somebody is not who we see them to be or how we want them to be. You know what I'm saying? But I done told you, but once you identify bad behavior traits, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? You got to separate yourself from that. It'll save you the pain in the long run. You're going to have to go and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You can let a nigga know. And if you don't see them moving to correct that, you got to get up out of there. Save you some pain, I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I ain't got no children. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Dead serious. Like I seen stuff I ain't like. I'm not going to procreate with this woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't, it's certain stuff, especially like you a man and you deal with a woman, you supposed to pay attention to every single solitary thing she do. This woman can make or break you. Do you know what I'm saying? The right woman can push you to real heights. The wrong woman had you living in a dumpster. Do you know what I'm saying? You know the book warned you about that. Say it's better for you to live on the roof than a woman who argues. But it's certain things, because then you gotta look at this a woman who's gonna be nurturing your children most of the time. It's a flip side with a woman. She's supposed to pay attention to everything this man doing. This is a man going to lead and direct your household. If he's an idiot, this is going to sink the whole ship. You're going to be out here with a cup. change, loose change. Or you gonna be working way harder than you need to be working as a woman. Go ahead.
It says, for this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
Yes, sir.
Not as Cain, who was of the wicked one.
That was of the who?
That wicked one. And slew his brother.
And slew his brother.
And wherefore slew he him?
Why he slew him?
Because his own words were evil and his brothers were righteous.
That's why he hated him. Go ahead.
Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life. Because we love the brother.
Because we love our brothers.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
He abide in death.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Is a murderer.
And ye know that no murderer have eternal life.
So if you don't rebuke your neighbor, you hate your brother, you are a murderer. And that's what the book said. Is that our personal opinion? Now that's hard right there. When you say your brother, you know your brother's him that do the will Elohim. So if I know you doing something you ain't got no business, and I don't tell you, I ought to go to hell. I hate you. See, now we talking about.
But that's counting for people who's in the Word.
In the Word.
They ain't talking about a sinner.
No, they ain't talking about no sinner. They're talking about people who in the Word. Yeah. That means if I see you doing something, I know you doing something. I have first-hand knowledge because I'm referring to the law. Because the law says if somebody is committing idolatry, you supposed to be the first one put a rock upside their head. Not somebody who heard about it. I hear Stanley around here serving Ashtaroth. But Zach right there watching you serve Ashtaroth. Zach the one supposed to straighten you, not the dude around the corner. You know what I'm saying? He said he don't put the rock upside your head. They say put a rock upside his head. Ain't that what the law says?
Because he probably was dipping over there with you.
He was dipping over there with you. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to be clear like on what the law say. The law don't talk about if somebody told Zach that Stanley is worshiping the idol. That Zach knows Stanley worshiping the idol. Why? Because I was riding past his house and I look, I seen that nigga playing to the Ashtaroth pole. Hey, boy, what you doing? You supposed to tell him. Not go tell 3-4 other niggas about it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody told Stanley he going to hell. So he say, I'll kill all y'all then. Because he say he don't care who it is. Your mama, your daddy, your wife. He say don't show no pity. Put a rock upside their head. Said no pity. You know what we be coming at in? We be having pity. I don't want to tell my mama that. I don't want to tell my wife that. Shoot, put that hoe out your house. She got idols in the house. Shoot, she whoring though. She's committing spiritual fornication, spiritual whoredom. Put that hoe up out your house. Same go for a man. Get that man up out your house. Get him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to sit around that man. You be like this here. Hey, you look at your husband in the face. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be staying at the Motel 6 for a little while till you get your mind right. I can't live here with that. You know what I'm saying? You around here doing this, doing that. I can't stay here with that. I must remove myself from this situation. A lot of people don't be willing to do that. Because we have emotion. See, you have to be an emotionless people with emotion. You can't let your emotions get in the way of making proper judgment. You'll make the wrong judgment every time. Y'all don't make decisions based off how he feels. Because he doesn't have emotions. We're human beings with emotions, so you have to separate your emotions from judgment. This is why people make wrong judgment. That's why he say don't do no unrighteousness in judgment. Because he know you're going to let your feelings come into play and your flesh come into play when you judge things instead of judging it according to the word, regardless of who it is. Because see, we have respected persons. That's my homeboy. That's my mama. That's my daddy. That's my wife. He don't care who it is. He ain't going to sit back and look at, that nigga Johnny been serving me for a long time. He went over there and lied and stole last week. I'm not going to rebuke him for that. But he'll rebuke theirs, though. That's unjust. He don't operate like that. He going to rebuke both of them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't see him spare. He said David was a man after his own heart. Nevertheless, when he pulled that move with Bathsheba and Uriah the Hittite, he came and seen him. He ain't show no respect to persons because that was the king. He came and got the king no different than he came and got a common person. You ain't see him, oh, this is Moses, the meekest man upon the face of the earth, whom I spake to faith to faith. You ain't sanctified me in the eyesight of these people. I got to come see you, sir. You can't come in here. Now, if he can do Moses and David like that, then you should be able to do anybody like that. Come on back to Luke. Hey. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Back to Luke 8. AJ, what you doing? That was your head, AJ. We in verse 9, or verse 10 actually, verse 11.
It says, now the parable is this. The seed is the word of Elohim. And he sent them to preach the kingdom of Elohim.
That does not say that in verse 12, sir.
Where am I?
I don't know where you at, but you're not.
Oh, no, the page is starting to go. Let me start over. It said, now the parable is this. The seed is the word of Elohim. Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the adversary to take away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved. They on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy, and themselves with joy, and these have no root, which for a while they believe, and in time of temptation fall away. And that which fell among thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection. But that on the good ground are they which have an honest and good heart, having heard the word, kept it, and bring forth fruit with patience.
Now we're going to focus on verse 14, but we have to reconcile the fact that he said he'll bring fruit upward that take root downward. Do you notice how he said they didn't have no root in themselves, therefore that tree died because it wasn't attached to anything? But let's go to Matthew 27:50. Give me my sandwich. To see how he gave birth and he produced that seed, because we have to look at that, because he said those that hear the word in good ground, they bring forth fruit unto perfection. Matthew 27:50. Because what we about to read is a question that I know for certain that I talked to one dude about 2-3 years ago, and he was like, yeah man, I asked dudes that and nobody can answer that for me. He still turned against Hamashiach regardless, because I would tell him try that. People turn from, because I done told y'all this numerous times, people turn from Hamashiach because they have questions about certain things in the New Testament that dudes cannot answer. And they be genuine questions. Not questions to trip nobody up or to be smart. They're genuine questions that they want to know, why did this happen? Where can I find this in the Torah or the Tanakh? And dudes can't show them. So because they can't show them, then they believe that there's no validity to the New Testament based on what they're hearing from other people. Looking at them in their perspective, I can understand why that would happen. Because if you claiming to be a teacher of the word and I ask you a question about something or where I can validate it and you can't show it to me, that is a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? That's where dudes really be turning away from. They want to know where this at? Where is this at in the Tanakh? They get like that afterwards when they done turn, but they be literally like, can you tell me what this mean, bro? Can you tell me what it mean? And nobody can tell them. So then they be going to look at, maybe the Paiso family did write it. Maybe they did do this here. And we don't sit back and think about that, because y'all don't be knowing that dudes are not answering people's questions because they don't know what they talking about. You got too many stupid niggas thinking they know what they talking about. They don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? And they too proud to just sit back and let somebody teach it to them. You know what I'm saying? There's no shame in that. See, that's why I was telling y'all that last night. That's a man's biggest downfall, is his pride, because men don't like for another man to teach him nothing, to show him nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why that's the guy. I told you when I was locked up, a dude say, which one of y'all two is the smartest? Why is it a competition? Why he can't learn from me and I can learn from him? Why I got to be the smarter one and he can't show me nothing? Where does that come in at? That doesn't make me a man. You know what I'm saying? Dudes think that make them a man. Nigga ain't gonna tell me nothing. I know what I'm doing. Once you done open your mouth and said that, we pretty much certainly that you probably don't know what you're doing. And you too proud to say, you know what, I need some help. I mean, we was at the house one time and somebody asked me to do something, and I'm like, shoot, bro, I don't know how to do that. I need some help. They told me, you a man, you supposed to figure it out. Bet you lied. My mama told me, if you don't know what you're doing, ask somebody to show you. Shoot, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have no shame in that. I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody show it to me, or you can do it, because I don't know what to do. I'm not going to fool with it. Because 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen, I'm going to break it, or I'm going to get frustrated and break it anyway. So to kill all that, who knows how to do this? You know, people get like that in school. How many times the teachers ask, anybody's got some questions, raise your hand, and you knew you had a question and kept your hand down? No, nobody want to do this here. I don't know what you just said, man. Run it back again, because you don't want nobody looking at you stupid. Screw that. You don't know what's going on. You need to open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? How many times people sat back and they asked, everybody understood this here, then they come back later, I ain't understand that. Well, why you ain't say that right then? Because that be our pride in the way. You don't want to be shamed. Man, there's no shame in saying I don't understand, I didn't get it. How else you going to understand it if you don't ask no questions and say I don't understand, I need to hear it again? How many times did the master say, you understand what I said? You think he just was asking them that? He trying to make sure they understand it. If they didn't, he was going to answer it for them. There's times where it said they were desirous to ask him a question. He knew they wanted to ask him a question, and he answered it for them. That's pride that get in the way. Pride is a very dangerous thing. And it takes root in many different forms. Go ahead.
27 and 50 in Matthew. Yahushua, when he had cried again with a loud voice, yielded up the Ruach, and behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from top to the bottom, and the rocks did quake with rock, and the rocks rent. And
That was just what we read in Psalm 60 last night.
And the graves were open, and many bodies of the Kadashim which slept rose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the Kadash city and appeared unto many.
So you see that right there? You see how that's that remnant in the third year? They came out because they took root downward, they bear fruit upward. How did they take root downward? Because they believed. They had a good report by reason of faith, and those were men in Jerusalem and Yehuda. You know what I'm talking about? And this is how he was in birth pains, and he gave birth and produced a seed, because that seed was produced from the word that went into the ground. Now, he said right back here in this verse 14 in Luke chapter 8, that they that fall among the thorns are they, when they hear the word, they get choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and don't bring no fruit to no perfection. We're going to look at this word thorns, right, in its Greek, and you could go to Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 1. That word for thorns is a kanathan, it's a thorn or a bramble or a thorny plant. And Jeremiah finna tell you something about those thorns. And when you look at choke, that word is sapingo, and it means it's a metaphor of those things that suffocate the word. So there's things that outside things that can come through and suffocate and choke off the word. And we'll probably reference some of the things that happened to your ancestors in the wilderness. When they were getting the word, there were outside things that they were concerned with, which choked off the word. That's why they weren't able to bring no fruit to perfection. That's why they didn't get in the land, because they were worried about everything that was going on around them instead of who was right in front of them. Go ahead, Jeremiah 4:1.
If thou wilt return, O Yasharah, saith Yahuwah, return unto me. And if thou wilt put away thine abominations out of my sight, and then thou shalt not remove. And thou shalt swear, Yahuwah liveth in truth, in judgment, and in righteousness. And the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him shall they esteem. For thus says Yahuwah to the men of Yehuda and Jerusalem.
Now look at the commandment that he gives, the instruction he gives.
Break up your fallow ground.
Break up your what?
Fallow ground.
And don't do what?
Sow amongst the thorns.
Now why do you think he would tell you not to sow amongst the thorns? What do you think this will mean? And it's not nothing super deep. What do you think he mean when he tell you not to sow amongst the thorns? When he just told you that there was a seed sowed amongst the thorns, and that thorns is what choked off the word, to where they ain't bring no fruit. So what do you think he mean when he tell you not to sow your seed amongst these thorns? Yeah. What do you think he mean when he tell you to break up your fallow ground? You know, that fallow ground means something that you have to till, something that you have to work. So that means you need to break up the thoughts in your brain. You know what I'm saying? Give me Ezekiel 36 and 26. We can make it about 22. And after that, John chapter 3, verse 3. Because in my opinion, this is just my opinion, this third one is probably, I'd probably say probably about maybe 50 to 60% of most, I'd probably say about 70% of most people. Because if we know the last one, the good ground, is the remnant, you know that's small. I don't think it's as many people as, it might be 50%. And the other four, because you know, you're dealing with not having no root, that's the people who coming in the word and turning back. You know what I'm saying? And that might not be as high as the other two. I don't think it's as high as people who hear the word and don't understand it.
But when I'm thinking about having no root, I feel like that's having no faith.
That's what he's saying. You ain't got no root, because when the persecution and tribulation come, you offended and you fall away. Yeah, that's a
That's a lot.
You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the numbers of people who hear the word, that's not a lot of people problem. A lot of people gonna go all the way to the end and get choked off and wonder why they ain't getting no expansion and growth, because they were concerned about everything else. Go ahead,
From just me looking at life with people, the cares of this world, what goes on around, have many people fall away.
Now see, now he ain't saying that they're gonna fall away. They saying that word is never gonna bring forth no fruit. They not gonna grow. They never gonna be made perfect.
They not. It's like a plant that don't never bloom. It just be.
It's just there.
But it ain't blooming. It ain't bringing forth no fruit.
Oh, no, they ain't gonna make it, because they ain't bringing forth no fruit to perfection.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
See, that's the difference. You got somebody who hear the word, don't understand it, so the adversary comes snatch away what was already in their brain. They already didn't believe it.
So it don't never grow. It ain't never nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got some, when it drop, it's starting to grow, but since it's amongst the stones and you don't really believe it, when you get put to the fire and you made to be uncomfortable, oh, I'm going back to the house. Ain't nobody tell me I had to deal with all this here. All this persecution and how, you know what I'm saying, I got to suffer and do all this here. See, this too much for me. See, I was told God going to bless me for serving him. It's supposed to be smooth. It ain't supposed to be like this. But then you got some, they doing it, but I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go here, I want to go there, I need to see this person, I want to do this, and they choke it off because it's suffocating. These sinners and these situations are suffocating this work. I'm telling you, every time you hear somebody say I ain't growing, it's because you got other stuff you worry about. Because if the word is falling in good ground, it will have no choice but to grow. Do you know what I'm saying? Ain't got no choice but to grow. So what is you got going on in your mind which is suffocating that seed that's not allowing it to grow? Because really, growth is on the individual. Do you know what I'm saying? That's really on you. Because why can you see one person that can grow like this and another person they moving like this? You moving like this because you worrying about everything else. And that's what he said. He said the cares and affair and pleasures of this life. So key notice, pleasures, the things you want to do that make you feel good. When he told you, if you go in into his rest, to not seek your own pleasure and to cease from doing your own works like Elohim ceased from doing from his. And we don't want to do that. So when you don't want to do that, that's going to choke the word. You're not going to bring forth no fruit, because your Savior said, I did not come here to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me. I don't live for me, I live for him. We live for ourselves, we don't live for him. You're not going to grow like that. You're not going to grow like that. The book will not stamp that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody looks for somebody else to blame for their lack of effort. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame nobody for that. I can't stand people like that. You don't got what you want because you didn't put in the work to go get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to go hard. And they ain't going hard. If you ain't going hard, what you think you going to get? You know what I'm saying? If you got something you hustling and you ain't been on the block all week, then how you think you was going to make some money? Oh, it's slow out here. Well, how many days you been out there? I was out there a couple hours on Tuesday. I went out there Friday for a little bit. It was hot though. You ain't make no money. You ain't going to get nothing accomplished. And that's what people be looking for. They want something for nothing. They don't want to put in the work that's necessary, and then they don't have the patience. Because another one, I don't think it's in verse 15, he said they bring forth fruit with patience. You know what I'm saying? See, that patience is a very, very strong thing with dealing with Elohim, because most people don't have it. Most people don't have it. They don't want to wait, because you live in a microwave society and you want instant gratification. You don't want to wait. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you want to expand and grow in the Mashiach, you have to be willing to be patient and grow in the word. But all them distractions have to be removed. Matter of fact, as we speak of distractions, Judges chapter 2 and verse 1. 2 and 1. Because we're going to look at one of the things that distracted. You know the biggest thing distract the people, which the thorns is? The people that are around you. The sinners that are around you. That's the thorns. And the book tell you that. That's the thorns. That's why he tell you don't sow amongst the thorns. Stop putting your seed with sinners. Stop mingling with them. Stop fooling with them. Look what he tell you though.
Judges chapter 2.
After that, Joshua 23 and 13. Make it 23 and 10.
Verse 1.
2 and 1.
And the Malachim of Yul came up from Gilgal to Bochim, and said, I made you to go up out of Mitzrayim and have brought you into the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant
I'll
with
never
you.
break my covenant with
And
them.
ye shall make no league.
You shall make no what?
No league.
No league.
With the inhabitants of this land.
Don't fool with them.
Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice.
You have not obeyed my voice.
Why have you done this?
Why have you done this?
Well,
Hold on, that word for league is a covenant, an alliance, or a pledge. Covenant making. You shouldn't be in no agreement. Will he have a fellowship with the throne? And why are you in agreement with these people? You know what we were talking about the other day when they were arguing about parsing Amos 3 and 3? Can two walk together except they be agreed? And no matter how they parsed it or how they broke it down, it still means the same thing. Two people cannot walk together if they are not. One of the translations was, can two walk together unless they know one another? But to know Yah is to know His word. If you don't know His word, how can you meet with Him? Then he say, and then the actual translation is, can two walk together except they make an appointment? And either way, when you're dealing with appointment, it's
Agreement of a time.
an agreement of a time.
Mutual agreement of a
Same thing.
anything.
Regardless of what, whether you parsed it, no matter how you parsed it, no matter how you read it in English, we got the same thing. I can't walk together with no sinner. How's that going to happen? How can you sit back and say, I serve Yahuwah, go marry a sinner? Clearly you don't. Because there's no way in the world you can love Yahuwah and see the attributes of the adversary and say, I want to join myself to that. That doesn't make any sense. That's like somebody who don't smoke crack to marry a crackhead. Straight up. This nigga gonna be selling all your VCRs, you know what I'm talking about? All your TVs, you coming in here, everything sold.
The wedding ring gone.
Wedding ring gone. There's burn marks on the couch.
Ralph over there.
You know what I'm talking about? You always wonder why you got these small jars in your thing. Ain't never no baking soda in the house. You know what I'm talking about? Cause this nigga cook it up on the spoon. Every time you walk in here like this here, what's that smell? You know what that smell was. They been smoking rocks in here.
Gone 2 days at a time.
Gone 2 days at a time. This nigga been gone for, cause you got different type of smokers. You got some people, they smoke, they crack, they come home. And you will never know they smoke rocks, and they lay down, they get up, and they go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I had a white man, he worked at Arlington Toyota, Orange Park Toyota.
Pulled up with a daughter.
Pulled up with a daughter in the car, but if you seen him, you'd have never thought he smoked rocks. And he be on flights. He be on flights. Nigga done serve doctors, all type of people. Nurses. I'm talking about, boy, I had a lady, she was a full-fledged nurse in the trap smoking her back out. You know what I'm talking about? And she looked good too. And I'm like, why you smoke crack? That's what I understand. There wasn't no bad looking one. I'm talking about this was actually a very nice looking black woman. I'm like, why are you smoking rocks?
You see people die every day, man. She messing up her head.
Shoot, I just think she just wanted to get high. I'm talking about, I had this white dude, he spent $200 2-3 times a day.
2-3 times a day.
A day. I don't know what he would do. He was pulling some type of scam. One of the first people I ever served, she said, he's a geeker. He's a geeker. I'm talking about, and he'd be smoking too. You saw him, you never thought he smoked. You know the accusations that Barack Obama smoked rocks? If he do, you never thought he did. Except for his lips. Because your lips don't get that black smoking cigarettes. Well, nigga, look at Bill Clinton till he on, son. Look at it. Now his head bigger than his body. We don't know what she on. She just on ugly. No, I'm not talking about. She is she's not as bad as Barbara Bush, but that's a hard looking woman. Barbara Bush is an ugly woman. You ever seen Barbara Bush? Shoot, she looked like a poodle. Queen Elizabeth is a ghastly looking woman. She's moved past ugly. But she looked like that before she was old. No. I mean, I seen photographs with her when she was young. That was still an ugly woman. I ain't talking about because her skin drooping. You know what I'm talking about? And it's map lines in her face. That's an ugly white woman. You know what I'm saying? We seen a picture talking about, look at her, she was so. You know a woman ugly when they refer to her as a handsome. She was a handsome woman. For real. You ain't never heard nobody call a woman handsome? I heard that a couple times. She's a handsome woman. It's an ugly woman. You should be offended if anybody walk up to you, any of you women, a nigga walk up to you, call you handsome, you go ahead and slap him with your purse. Make sure you hit him with a buckle too. That nigga just tried you. You know what I'm talking about? Now when you hit him with it, somebody, you're a handsome woman. You hit him, I never. Bah! That joke be funny to me. You hear them white women say, well, I'd never. I forgot seeing Sonny say, well, you might want to try it. Go ahead.
Where, Georgie?
Where you at? You can think you're 36 and 22.
Near Judges, man.
Oh, you still in Judges?
Yeah, why have you done this?
Keep on going. Why y'all running? Why y'all running?
Hey,
This is not a track.
go sit your butt.
Did you see a track line in here? Sit down, twins.
Sit down.
Go ahead, man.
Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out.
He will not what?
Drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your side.
They'll be as what?
Thorns in your side.
So he said, because you didn't want to eliminate these people from around you, I'm going to leave them there to prick you. And they're going to be there to try you to see if you actually obey, he'll get that stuff from around you. If you cut him off, if you rebuke him, if you leave it alone, he'll remove that from you. Because your flesh is weak. That's why the man told you the Ruach is willing, the flesh is weak. He left them sinners there to destroy them. Because they didn't do what he told them to do, which is to cut them off. Not make no covenant with them. Don't fool with them. Don't hang with them. Don't run with them. Give me Ezekiel 36 and 22.
You asked for Joshua after that.
Oh, I did, indeed. But give me Numbers 33 and 50 first. I don't even remember why I wanted Ezekiel 36. I do remember. Nevertheless. Numbers 33 and 50.
It says, and Yahuwah spoke unto Moses in the plains of Moab by Yor and near Jericho, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, when ye are passed over the Jordan into the land of Canaan, then ye shall drive out all the inhabitants.
You shall do what?
Drive out all the inhabitants of the land.
Come out from among them and be ye separate. Come on.
From before you. And destroy their pictures and destroy their molten images and quite pluck down their high places. And ye shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. And ye shall divide the land by lot for an inheritance among your families, and to the more ye shall give, the more inheritance, and to the fewer ye shall give less inheritance. Every man's inheritance shall be in the place where his lot falleth, according to the tribes of your fathers shall ye inherit.
Go ahead.
What y'all doing? What you doing? What you doing?
Go ahead.
It says, but if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you,
But if you won't drive them out,
then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes.
there'll be pricks in your
and
eyes
thorns in your side.
and thorns in your side.
And shall vex you in the land where ye dwell.
That word for vex in this word is sarah, and it means that they will be a distress. They will press hard upon you. They will vex you, treat you with enmity, or they will harass you. Go ahead.
It says, moreover, it shall come to pass that I shall do unto you as I thought to do unto them.
So, woo! Now you can see why even more so you can't fool with them, because the law says since you didn't want to get them from around you, what I was going to do to them, I'm going to do to you, because you supposed to got rid of them. Now when he sat back and said that he going to leave them as a thorn in your side, or pricks in your eyes, you know what it end up happening? Because we talked about this last week. You see everything the sinners do, and you want to do it too.
Nobody.
See, the sinners had a king.
Nobody.
You wanted a king. They say, let us worship our God like the sinners worship theirs. See, you were looking at everything they had going on, and you wanted to participate in it. That's why we read that Psalms 37 last week. Let's read it again.
Psalm 37.
And one.
It says, fret not thyself because of evildoers.
Don't do what?
Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be envious against the workers of iniquity.
And that's what we were doing. We were envious. We didn't even take and consider that we had to live in Elohim. We looked at all the things. And I'm going to tell you something right now. That's what we as a people do right now. We look at everything the sinners got going on, and you want to do what the sinners do. You know what I'm saying? You hear niggas make all manner of excuses for things. You know, it ain't a big deal if we don't do this, or oh, we can keep the Sabbath like this, or why do we have to do this, or why we have to do that, because you're trying to fit your will in. You know, in Timothy, in the epistle that Paul wrote to Timothy, he said in the last days there'll be perilous times because men would be lovers of their own selves and be pleasers of themselves more than pleasers of Elohim. Come on, man. Let's go to Joshua. You read what I wanted? Where you at right now?
2, 37 and 2.
Yeah, we good. Joshua 23 and 10.
Stop biting.
Who's biting?
You stop.
Look how she looking at you. Her fro coming in.
Boy, that fro coming in so nice. It's all even.
Your mama picked your fro out for you today. She steady biting.
Stop.
Look how she looking at you. Look what you mean? I'm finna bite him and you gonna let me bite him.
When you start letting her bite you, looking all scared.
I said, you ain't never been bitten.
Stand up for yourself.
I said, I can barely stand up by myself. I need assistance. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that key, huh?
Hey, man. Yeah. Man, stop playing this. Go ahead and walk on over here. Come on, man. Joshua 23 and 10.
It says, one man of you shall chase 1,000, for Yahuwah Elohim, he it is that fighteth for you, as he has promised you.
Mm-hmm.
Take good heed, therefore, unto yourself that ye love Yahuwah your Elohim. Else if ye do in any wise go back and cleave unto the
If you do what?
If you go back to cleave unto the remnant of these nations, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them, and go unto them, and they to you, know for a certainty that Yahuwah your Elohim will no more drive out any of these nations from before you, but they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your side, and thorns in your eyes, until you perish off this good land which Yahuwah your Elohim has
He will allow
given
you to go into the hand of sinners for them sinners to destroy you, because you won't remove them. And the cares and affairs of this life, what we looking at, where it choke off the word. When we think back in the wilderness, what can we think about? Anybody can come up with that was a care and affair of this life, or was pleasure, which caused the word not to bring forth no fruit to perfection for them.
Just thinking about the food they had.
Let's look at that in Numbers chapter 11 with the quails. There were several things. Numbers 11:1. Let's look at one of the things they were concerned with. Because when you look at those cares, it was pleasure. Let's look at what these niggas said, man.
Numbers 11:1.
Yeah, make sure that's what it
It
is.
said, when the people complained, it displeased Yahuwah, and Yahuwah heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of Yahuwah burnt among them and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto Yahuwah, the fire was quenched. And he called the name of the place Taberah, because of the fire of Yahuwah burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that were among them fell a lusting, and the children of Yasharah.
So they fell a lust in their desires.
And the children of Yasharah also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish. We remember the fish which we did eat in Mizraim freely, and the cucumbers and the melons and leeks.
The cucumbers and the melons. These niggas wanted watermelon and pickles.
Sure. Melons and leeks and the onions and garlic. But now our soul is dry besides this manna before our eyes.
You see that? You know what it called it? Now they had just been brought up out of Mizraim, brought up out of bondage. They hadn't received the word at that point. They hadn't went up on the mount and received the word. And the only thing that they were concerned with was what? Cucumbers, leeks, and melons. Look at what else they say now. Go ahead.
But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all besides this manna before our eyes. And the manna was a coriander seed, and the color thereof was the color of bdellium. And the people about it gathered round about it in mills, and beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans, and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. And Moses heard the people.
Okay, that's good. And and they keep on going. They wanted to go back. What's another thing that they were around there lusting for and desiring? You want to see another place where they had the cares and affairs of this life? Exodus 32:1.
Exodus
32:1.
It says, when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us Elohim, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Mizraim, we wrought not what is become of him.
We don't know what come. He taking too long.
And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears and brought it unto me.
And what did they end up doing after they made this golden calf? They was down there what? Playing. 1 Corinthians 10:1. Playing. And what niggas do every day claiming they in the word? Playing. Nigga playing Kadash. Ain't that something? Nigga playing righteous. And get mad when a nigga see straight through your wicked behind. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. You can rebuke somebody nicely. You can rebuke them harshly. They going to hate you for it regardless. If you of the truth, then you going to love the truth. Even if it hurts. If you not of the truth going to make you mad. Matter of fact, the truth can make you mad, but if you reconcile with it and acknowledge it to be correct and humble yourself unto it, then it's not a problem. Most niggas don't, because they don't love the truth. They wicked. They always been wicked. That's what we were going to Ezekiel 36:22 for, was to break up your fallow ground. You got to change your mind. You got to change your heart. It has to be a change. You have to break that up. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians.
And 10:1.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. But with many of them Elohim was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things.
They had pleasure for evil things. That's what choked it off. That's what choked it off. You got to sit back and look at it. We talked about lust. We never finished it because there was 3 different words for lust. And lust ain't always a negative thing. But a lot of times, though, your lust or your pleasures are things that you want to do, and it drifts you off, and you're not going to bring forth. We're not going into great detail on it. But you know, because you already know this, your ancestors didn't bring forth fruit out of the wilderness because of the cares and affairs of this life. It choked it off, and they did not enter into the land. When they came in the land, they perished off the land because of the cares and affairs of this life, and the pleasures of this life, and the deceitfulness of riches. See, the book tell you that in 1 Timothy chapter 6. That he say the love of money is the root of all evil, for many have coveted after they erred from the faith because it deceived them. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people always mention that verse. He didn't say that money was. He said the love of it was. Because that has become your God now. And therefore you serve that, and it will cause you to deter yourself from what the words say do. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other things to it. There's things I ain't even going to mention. I'm just going to keep that to myself. Go ahead.
It says, neither be ye idolaters as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play.
And to play. And that's what people's problem is. They like to play. They like to play. You can't be out here playing. Look at Ezekiel 36:22. You gonna read it? Ezekiel 36:22.
It says, therefore say unto the house.
Hold on. No, he says call. Oh, his call drop. Okay. Ezekiel 36 and 22. Go ahead.
Therefore say unto the house of Yasharah, thus said Yahuwah Elohim, I do not this for your sakes, O house of Yasharah, but for my Kadash name sake, which ye have profaned among the heathens, wherewith ye went. And I will sanctify my great name, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am Yahuwah, says Yahuwah Elohim, when I shall be sanctified in your eyes before them.
We talked about that yesterday. And he said you'll lift up a standard, and those that tread the truth are buried, because you have to sanctify yourself. And we lead into something with that sanctification, because we read that last night. Sanctify them with the truth means to purify yourself, to purify your mind and your flesh. And to purify your mind and your flesh is to remove anything that could cause you to stumble. Like I say right this here, right, because I have to always clarify. This doesn't mean that you can't have dealings with certain people, but you would have to know that your dealings with people who outside the word, according to the word, has to be scant. It has to be very minimal. You know what I'm saying? And that's a very difficult thing for people to take, because for some it'll be sound like you in a cult. You know what I'm talking about? Because or how the Jehovah's Witnesses do you. Like if those people ain't in that, then you can't talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Or if they in it and they put them out, or like the Church of Scientology do, you can't deal with them. You're not saying that you can't deal with nobody, but you have to have wisdom and discernment to know. From the, give me Romans 15, right? Oh, you ain't read what I wanted yet. Finish what you read.
For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land.
And what will he do?
Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you.
He'll do what?
Sprinkle clean water upon you.
Go ahead.
And ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols I will cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new ruach will I put within you.
Wait till you look like you done put on some weight. Yeah, you done got fat.
I'm hitting the gym. That was it. That muscle.
That's a muscle.
That whey protein. That whey protein.
That's that whey protein. They did that. It's all right. I sit in that call center all the time. Go ahead. I think that's great.
Not good. You sliding for it.
Shoot, no. I mean, shoot. If you sit in the call center 8 to 12 hours a day, shoot, what you think gonna happen? Straight up, you gonna put on some weight.
I haven't put on.
How long?
A couple weeks.
Well, a couple weeks ain't did that, boy. But yeah, no, boy, that's zoom zooms and wham whams and sitting on your bum. Well, you ain't blowing up like that, boy. Steroids ain't even gonna make you blow up like that. Yeah, that's that shoot, boy. Grab a burger here and there, and you had seen it for 12 hours.
Gotta start cooking.
You know what I'm talking about? It's shoot, boy. It's easy to do it too, especially when you have a sedentary job.
And he said, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from your idols I will cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you.
A new what?
A new heart.
A new what?
A new heart.
Go ahead.
And a new ruach.
A new what?
A new ruach.
And what else?
And I will put it within you, and I will take away the stony heart of flesh, and I will give you the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart.
So you got to break up that fallow ground. You got to be born again. You got to till new ground. When he say break up that fallow ground, you got to till new ground. You know what I'm saying? We ain't finna read it, but what he told you about Luke 6, right? He said, you know, new wine can't be put in old bottles. You know what I'm talking about? Lest it burst the bottle and all the wine be spilled. He say straightway you don't want the new wine because you desire the old, because you say the old is better. That's why niggas don't be wanting to deal with a martial art. They feel like the old covenant is better. I like the old wine. I don't want no new wine. Because human beings are creatures of habit and they don't like change. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to change because you develop certain habits over a certain period of time and you become comfortable with them habits and you want to stay in them. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to be saved, you have to relinquish them. And this is how the cares and the pleasures and affairs of this life choke that seed off. Go ahead, man. Give me John 3:3 before we hit Romans 15. See, that's why I be telling y'all certain stuff over and over again, because that's all like what Deuteronomy really means. It's just rehearsal, him just telling you the law again before he slides you in the land. You know what I'm saying? Is that everything in this book is written for our learning. Do not think that you are a human being. You are flesh, dust, and ashes. If you don't think that the mistakes that your ancestors made, you can't make them, you fooling yourself. You fooling yourself. It just might be a different dispensation of time. You might have quote unquote better technology, but you can make the same mistakes that they made because you got the same heart and mind and flesh that they had. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard. Y'all watch niggas do stuff that's in this book that your ancestors did every day. You know what I'm saying? Whether they walk in the word or whether they don't walk in the word. Go ahead, man.
And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Elohim. Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Ruach, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Elohim.
You got to be purified, just like he said in Ezekiel, and just like we talked about last night. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are not being cleansed. They just the same nigga. You know how you can tell if somebody the same person, put them in a situation and circumstance that they had been in before, and you know how they reacted, and see if they react the same way if they claim they've been born again. If they react in the same fashion, still the same nigga. Do you know what I'm saying? If you get put in situations and circumstances where you reacted a certain way and moved a certain way, and you still doing it, you ain't changed. You just put a mask on and pretend like you changed, or you made certain modifications. But as always, y'all always put you to the test. Always. Go ahead, man. I need you to write Romans 15 and 4. Make it 3.
It says, For even Mashiach pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scripture might have.
Everything was written for your learning. Some things for you not to do. Not to do. I don't think we be realizing that some of that stuff is warnings. We read that in 1 Corinthians 10. It's for your admonition. So warning for you not to do that. Come on back to Jeremiah 4. You can read it at verse 2.
Jeremiah 4.
Put it down.
So when he telling you to break up, hold on, before you do that, give me 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. Telling you about not to sow amongst no thorns. You don't want to plant your seed amongst sinners, because sinners going to choke that word off. And after that, give me Nehemiah 13 and 20. Go ahead.
Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness?
Hold on, tell it to him again. Tell it to him again.
It says, be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For
Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Why? That's not sowing amongst the thorns right there. Because he gave, that's y'all talking to Jeremiah 4. He gave you an explicit commandment not to do it. Go ahead. Second Corinthians 6 and 14.
It says, for what fellowship have righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion have light with darkness?
Ain't that what you read in Psalm 94? Will he have fellowship with the throne of iniquity? That man don't have fellowship with that. He's not making a pledge and agreement with that. He's not doing that. He's not making a covenant with that. Do you know what I'm saying? And we make that's why if y'all don't make covenant with sin and with sinners, then why would we? That doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said again, That don't mean you can't talk to nobody who ain't in the word or go do something with somebody who ain't in the word, but you sure better use a whole lot of discernment though. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I know, but a nigga sit back and look at, you know it's a problem if you'll do certain things with sinners that you wouldn't do with people who in the word. That's the problem. If you can't do it with the people that's in the word, then you know it's wrong. You already know it. You've already judged based on your action that it's wrong. Go ahead.
It says, "And what concord have Mashiach with Belial, or what part have he that believeth with the infidel?" And
And you know what an infidel is, right? That's a non-believer. So what part do you have with somebody who don't even believe in Yah? Which is what he's telling us in the law, the things that we read. Why are you fooling with the people? They don't believe in me. Tear their altars down. He said, since you won't do it, I'll put them as a thorn in your eyes. And what I thought to do to them, I'm going to do it to you. Because he thought to destroy them. But since you didn't want to do it, I'll just take that out on you. Remember we told you, restitution. I'm going to get mine one way or the other. Because you owe me. You owe me. I don't even think we sit back and realize that. You owe the man. Like the book tell you, owe no man other than love him, right? That's all you love, your brother deserve. But you owe Yah your life, though. Naturally and spiritually. You owe him your life, though. And you walk around here as if that's a small thing. That's why in Hebrews 10:25, he said, what's more sore punishment, suppose ye, he that is trodden under the foot, the covenant of the son of Elohim, and counted the Ruach of favor, an unkadash thing. What you think you deserve from that? You done counted that as a light matter. Niggas in the word. Now I ain't talking about nobody outside the word. People who claim to be in the household of the faith is treating this man blood as if it's a light thing. You think that man gonna care when you stand before him and be like, but I wanted to do this here, and I want to kill you. Because you think he care, but he gonna look you in your face and tell you what your parents told you. I don't care what you want to do. I never asked you what you wanted to do. I told you to serve me. That's what I told you to do. And you telling me about what you wanted to do? Imagine if Yahushua would have told the father, I don't want to do that, daddy. I want to do this over here. What type of savior is that you would want to follow? Or would you want to follow a savior that say, I didn't come to do my own will. I came to do the will of him that sent me. He ain't so amongst the thorns. Everything that was going around him was of no concern to him other than my father's will being accomplished. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak to it. I think some of that stuff come in at because most people was in the church, and in the church you could pretty much do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I done seen that firsthand as forth as just seeing that, not being in the room. Where preachers just show up when they want to preach. If I don't want to preach, I just send a guest preacher in. Where you see that in the book where these boys say, I ain't preaching today, I'm going to send a guest preacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a couple weeks off. I'm having a hard time. That man say, who's greater, him that sit at meat or him that serve? They say, him that sit at meat. He say, I sit amongst you as one that serve. He say, so likewise, after you've done everything that you've been commanded to do, say, we unprofitable servants. We just did what our duty was to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, and this man done sent you to do a job. You show up when you want to. You preach when you feel like it. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? I done had people tell me, what about your life? This is my life. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? You sound stupid right now. It was just like what Job told his wife. You sound like one of the foolish women. Though that was a man and a couple women. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the first thing people think about is their life and their will and what they want. Never Yahuwah's will. How you going to be? What if he told the father, you know what, Pop? I ain't getting on that tree, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna slide over here, sip some more wine because it was quite it was quite tasty. And I'm going to eat some more of this unleavened bread and I'll come back tomorrow and do it. You know what I'm saying? What if the prophets walked around? Matter of fact, you see what happened with Jonah. Jonah didn't want to go preach. Y'all said, don't worry about it, because you're going to do what I sent you to do. Now, everybody don't get that chastisement like Jonah got, that when you didn't go do what he told him to do, then I'm going to make you go do what I told you to do. Because I don't care what you want to do. I didn't ask you if you wanted to go preach to them people in Nineveh. I said, nigga, go preach to them. And you going to go preach to them. Some people don't get that reprieve. He just go ahead and kill them. Didn't he tell that man in 1 Kings 13, don't go back the way that you came? Don't drink no water in this place? But guess what? I want some water. The cares and affairs of this life. I want some bread. But that's not what I told you to do. He said, don't even worry about it. I'm going to kill you right here where you stand, and I ain't going to bury you with your people back in Yehuda. You're going to die right here. I'm going to bury you here. You know what I'm saying? Because your will, if you want your own will, then don't serve Yah. Live for you. If you're going to live for Yahusha, your will does not matter. It really don't. Before you make decisions, do you even pray about it? Should you go do this? A lot of stuff you don't even need to go pray to this man because you already know you ain't got no business doing it. And that's a hard pill for people to swallow because they feel like, what about my life? What about your life? You have no life without Yahuwah. Have you ever thought about that? You know what I'm saying? Did we ever think about that? We worry about our life. You don't have no life without this man. You are a dead man walking. Because he said the words that I speak unto you, they are ruach in our life. How can the words get in there if you don't break up that fallow ground for that seed to take root so you can bear fruit? How are you going to be able to do that? You can't tell nobody this stuff here though. Because our service to him ain't really always number one. It's really always our service to ourselves. That's the things that we have to adjust and adapt to if we want to see the root or see the ruach. If you don't want to see the ruach, you don't do what you do. Go ahead, man. What I got you? What I got you? Revelations or what? What was that before that?
2 Corinthians 6.
I don't even remember saying nothing in Revelation. I said I didn't remember. I didn't say that it wasn't said. I said I don't remember. Yes, sir.
I remember 2 Corinthians 6 and 16, 17.
Yeah, go back where you was at. In 2 Corinthians. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of people who claim to be in the word. They non-believers. They infidels. They non-believers. Go ahead, man.
It says, in what agreement have the temple of Elohim with the idols? For ye are the temple of the living Elohim. As Elohim has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be the Elohim, and they shall be.
Now you say, what agreement does he have with idols? You know he say rebelliousness is as witchcraft and stubbornness is as what? So what agreement do you have with a nigga who don't listen? Who's stubborn? What agreement you got with a nigga like that? Because I don't care if he claim he in the word or not. If he's stubborn, he's an idolater. You ain't in Yahuwah, you an infidel. What agreement you got with that? Because y'all don't agree with it. Does y'all agree with it? Give me James chapter 4, man. About verse 5.
I see it, look
Seriously? Oh, no, you talking about they said that nigga little flip swung on little Dan Rudin?
yeah, that's, but I don't like if that was playing, he sold it good.
You know it had to be playing Dan right up out of there with them chains.
Yeah, they did push him straight out.
They no fool where that, but they ain't even run up with them chains. That security guard would have hit him with that fire so quick.
He like he was dead, so.
He said, look at it. He said, it bank flip. Get that thing on my face. Little Mike, what you doing, baby?
Flip still full,
Huh?
Flip had to hit it and they ain't never had to rap again.
Shoot, he had sold about 100,000 copies of that Lucky Charm album in the street.
Talking about
Little flipper.
Not that.
But I'm saying that nigga, you gotta realize, right? If you sell about 100,000 copies of a CD that you made for $10 a piece, you do the math.
Little flipper.
Can't be living off that, no.
Shoot, if you knew how to take that money and make that million turn into 3 million, you can.
Little flipper.
Shoot, they say Marshawn Lynch ain't spun a dime of no money he made playing professional football.
He was living off his endorsement.
But that means he took it, you know, he got the beast mode thing. That means he took his endorsement money and put it here and put it there and put it here. That's what rich people do. That's what wealthy people do. They make their money work for them.
You want Lil James?
Lil James, Lil Darryl, 4 and 5.
Got Lil James right here.
They say, oh no, baby, what you doing, baby?
He spent some of his own money.
Y'all seen that? He ain't got to worry about playing football no more.
All we gotta do is turn his phone.
He ain't playing football no more.
You respect what he did, or you?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he knew what was going to happen to him when he did it.
He might slide to the Seahawks.
Man, that just
Learn to be Moses and suffer with the people.
that's just Pete Carroll. I mean, now what he say he wanted to make a stand, but one thing for certain though, he turned around and said, "I ain't gonna do it this season." When the season was over with, they say next season I ain't gonna do that. Now I'm gonna stand up tall. Who gonna cut me a check? He did do that.
For a deal, no.
He looking for a deal, but he did have through his agent say that a lot of stuff that people saying are not true. Like he never said, "I'm not demanding $10 million." He said, "I ain't talked to no team," because they talked to a psychologist who knows him instead of talking directly to him or his agent. But I mean, we already know it's ugly, man. Blaine Gabbert got a job. Blaine Gabbert.
Where you work at?
The Cardinals signed him.
Mike Glennon got signed.
I could give Mike Glennon because he was a second-round draft pick a few years back. He had a couple time playing. I could see Mike Glennon getting signed and getting overpaid for in free agency. I could see that happen. Mike Glennon gets a pass because he didn't play that long, and then they drafted Jameis, and Jameis is better than you, and you'll never see the field again. I give you Mike Glennon. I can't give Mark Sanchez though.
They say Floyd Mayweather was about to buy an NBA team. You seen that?
Nah, he might want to buy an NBA team. I'm gonna tell you something about a professional franchise. You can want to buy one all you want to, but them owners got to let you in. Yeah, them owners got, like, there was a black dude. He sought to buy the Minnesota Vikings in like the late '90s, early 2000s. See, they actually run your money, cause they do the white people like this. They got to see how much money you got, and they say, "Oh, you ain't got enough cash. We ain't letting you in." There's only one black owner in all the four major sports, and that's Michael Jordan. No, he owns the Charlotte Hornets. And before that, they let Robert Johnson in because when he sold BET, he bought it, and Michael Jordan bought it from him. But Robert Johnson owned the Charlotte franchise first, and he bought it when he sold BET.
They try to let that nigga Jay-Z own all New York.
Like Jay-Z is a minority. Jay-Z is a minority owner of the Brooklyn Nets. It's a Russian dude named Prokhorov that owned the New Jersey Nets. He is a nigga. Usher owned a piece of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and so does Nelly. Ain't nothing to be a nigga. Serena Williams is a minority owner of the Miami Dolphins, but Stephen Ross is the owner of that team. Yeah, that man, they just let them niggas get. I mean, white people too. Don't get it twisted. They just let people get a little bit of piece and say, "Yeah, I own a team," but you don't call no shots in here. They really just use their celebrity as a means of marketing. I can trot Serena Williams out here at a game. I can trot Usher out here at a game. I can trot Jay-Z out here at a game. But you really don't. You don't call nothing in here. You know what I'm saying? There are no. Shad Khan is the only non-European man that owns a football team in the National Football League.
Shad Khan? I'm sorry.
He couldn't resist that.
You brought it up.
I'm for real. He's a Pakistani. Only non-European person that owns. There are no. If I'm not mistaken, there's no other ethnicity that owns a team in Major League Baseball. You know what I'm saying? At all. Definitely ain't one in the NHL. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, it ain't a lot of niggas that got the cash to actually go buy a team. Like Jay ain't got enough money to go outright buy no team. Because they want somebody that has multi-billions before they say, "We'll sell you this team." And even if you got it, there's some, like Donald Trump been trying to buy an NFL team for decades. They said, "No, bro, we're not letting you in." They got to vote on it. The other owners got to say you can sell the team to him. Like you just can't be like the Buffalo Bills gonna sell the team to such and such. The owners got to sign off on it. You know what I'm saying? And if the owners don't sign off on it, then you can't buy that team. It's an exclusive club, and they only let people in who they want to let in. Just like only Yahuwah let people in who he want to let in. Just because you knock on the door don't mean he gonna let you in. No, Derek Jeter is a part of an ownership group that wants to buy the Marlins, but he won't be the majority owner. Derek Jeter ain't got enough cake. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson is a part of the ownership group that owns the LA Dodgers, but he is not the majority owner. He's just Magic Johnson. We can trot his AIDS carrying behind on out here, and y'all go.
Got it no more, bro.
He never had it.
Everybody know that. Yeah. So why would you say
HIV, AIDS, it's all the same. He can't be cured or something. He never. Well, you know, back in the days though, because you know he came out with it in '91. So some of y'all weren't born yet. You know what I'm saying? But back then, though, they were like, oh, that nigga got that because he like boys. And I'm not being funny or nothing. That was what was going on. Cause back then, you know, him and Isaiah Thomas used to kiss each other on the lips on the court. Yeah, I've watched games where they would meet each other at center court and kiss each other in the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine.
No, I'm not being funny. This is, you know what I'm saying, dead serious. So when he came out with AIDS, there were HIV, whatever you want to call it, I can remember the news conference. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if Magic Johnson's son was alive when he came out and said he had that thing. Because he came out with it in 91. Then he played in an All-Star game in 92, and nobody wanted to play with him. Because Karl Malone, like, I'm not playing with this nigga. That's why the NBA got that rule. They came with the rule because of Magic Johnson that if you bleed, you got to get off the court. They got to stop the bleeding. If the blood get on your jersey, they got to get you a new jersey and all of that. And that's because of Magic Johnson. See, they don't do that in NFL because then no one would ever, no plays would ever be played because somebody's bleeding on probably every play. You know what I'm saying? But the NBA, they can do that. NFL, they can't do that. It probably more people in the league got AIDS. Ain't nobody gonna mention it. They just came out with a story saying Antonio Cromartie having his 14th child, even though he had a vasectomy. And that goes to show you that no matter what you say, no matter what you do, if y'all want you to have a baby, you're gonna have one. 14. Antonio Cromartie got 14 children. You know who that is?
Yeah, cornerback.
He a quarterback. He used to play for Florida State.
He used to play for the Patriots.
I think he couldn't remember all the shit.
He played for the Chargers. He played for the Jets. He played for the Cardinals and the Colts. That was the last team he was on with the Colts. But he was just known for having all them children from all them different women. 14 children. But he had a vasectomy though. I mean that mean you ain't. I paid a lot of money for me not to have no children, and I just had one. Snip, snip. That's what happened to him.
Seed, son. Hard to snip that seed.
Yeah, now it ain't hard to snip that seed because there's a lot of people that had a vasectomy and no more babies came. Seemed to hurt science feelings. Go ahead.
Lil James.
4 and 5.
Lil James.
They had a picture of LeBron James. They say, "So you just gonna rape me in front of my fans?"
I seen that play though. Nigga tried to take a charge like this. Nigga was trying to take a charge. Before I bum rushed that nigga, landed straight on top of him. And then the picture they took, it was him getting up off, bro.
After he done violated it.
I think violated.
Oh, I gotta show some of y'all. If I still got it in my phone, this dude with them rompers on with these extra lady sandals on. I don't know what's going on with it. I didn't know nobody. I didn't know. I seen. I'm put you this. No, act like this. Right, being serious, right? I seen a photograph. I seen an article with white men wearing a romper. It was before everybody. But a dicky fit is not a romper.
Romper is short. Shorts only.
It was a nigga that had a romper that went to his knees though.
But I seen women with rompers, so I know what a romper is. But the article I seen before all the black people started talking, I seen it like 2-3 days before everybody started talking about it. It was white dudes along the wall talking about rompers in the summertime. So I was gonna show a couple like niggas wearing rompers, but then it
Nah,
exploded.
it look regular on the white boy though.
You know what I'm saying? Then it exploded. Ain't no grown man got no business wearing nothing like that.
The white boy, it look regular.
Man, I put it to you this way. Ain't that woman in here would even let any man get anywhere with them if he walked up with a romper on. You already like looking at this nigga.
Kind of make it seem weird, like a romper on a girl is different material versus a man. If it's the same
Look, she like the ones I showed you. The ones I showed you? The ones I showed you?
Yeah.
She like them. She'll let a nigga rock one of them with her.
So you be all.
You ain't see it. You ain't see it. You ain't see it. You didn't see it. I'm telling you, it was sporty. Nigga had a denim one.
Nigga had a denim one.
And that came to his knees. Like flower buttons.
You see this here? Look at this nigga.
That's the one I seen.
Look at this nigga's shoes.
Had his little chest out. Fresh J's on.
Look at this nigga's shoes. Hold on. Look at this nigga's shoes. Look at this nigga's
How
shoes.
you got to see your phone?
Because I want to show a nigga this.
Yeah, shit. Why you got this in your phone?
I seen that this
One
morning.
of more Gucci wrong.
You know I'm gonna clown on that. Look at at that nigga shoes.
Nah, Stan, I show you one of my phone.
Yeah, the reason why they said like I said I showed the nigga the video. Cause he told me that they were clowning Young Joe for wearing a romper. But he had a video showing that it was a regular shirt and shorts. But then he showed me with it on. That nigga shorts was too small. But now niggas been arguing about it all those aside, right? But really it's just more feminization of black men. You know what I'm saying? Because number one, ain't no grown man got no business wearing no shorts. That stop right here. You know what I'm saying? No.
Don't do that.
But Young Dro's on heat. I just showed her the video. No, it wasn't no romper. No, he had on a floral plant outfit.
He showed the video. He was in his hotel room. Hey y'all, ain't no romper. Top, bottom, little short, little shirt. For real, like little shirt, tucked in, no romper.
No romper.
That ain't just look.
Might well have a romper on tight of I would let the romper slide.
It's all look.
Come on, man. James 4:5.
It say, do you think that the scripture says in vain that the Ruach that dwelleth in us let?
Hold on, make it 4 and 3.
All right. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lust. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not.
Know what?
Know ye not.
What you need to know?
The friendship of the world is enmity with Elohim.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world.
It will be what?
Is an enemy.
That's what we read in Numbers 33. He said, since you didn't want to do that to them, I'm going to do it to you. He said, if you are a friend of the world, you're an enemy of Elohim. I mean, we can't be friends with sinners. Because what did he call Abraham? He called him what? If he called him a friend, it's because he was faithful to him, wasn't he? So if we around here friends with the world, then guess what that means we faithful to? And that means that cloaks off the word. You can't bring forth no fruit to perfection because you running with sinners. You can't run with them. It's supposed to be enmity between the serpent seed and the woman's seed. There can't be a continual meeting and agreement with the children of Yahuwah and the children of the adversary. How does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. Come on, give me Haggai 1 and 5 real fast. Finna get ready to slide on out of here, man. Come on, Henry. Come on, Henry. You just won't walk, will you? Henry. Come on. Bye-bye, Henry. He crawled with some speed, though. Come on, Henry. Haggai 1 and 5.
It says, now therefore, thus says Yahuwah of hosts, consider your ways.
Could do what?
Consider your ways.
Do what?
Consider your ways.
Why?
Ye have sown much and bring in little.
He said you sown what?
Much and bring in
so
little.
You done sold a lot of word, but you ain't bringing no fruit in. Consider your ways. Go ahead.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
He said you eat all the time, but you ain't never got enough. Consider your ways.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
You ain't filled with no ruach, though you drink all the time. Consider your ways.
You clothe, but you are not warm.
You got clothes on, but you ice cold. Consider your ways.
And he that earneth wages to put them into a bag with holes.
So you make money, but all it is it's just going down the drain. Consider your ways. Go ahead.
Thus said Yahuwah of hosts, consider your ways.
So when you know why that's all in, because you got the cares and affairs of this life, it's choking off the word. You can't bring forth no fruit because you haven't considered your ways are not equal. Matter of fact, since I said that, give me Ezekiel 18 and about 22. See, we don't consider our ways. You wondering why you got the problem because you haven't considered your ways and how you're not putting his way before your way. So therefore, you're going to be running in neutral. Like a nigga on a treadmill going nowhere fast. Henry.
It said, all his transgressions that he hath committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him, and his righteousness that he hath done, he shall live. Have I any pleasure at all in the wicked, that they should die?
He don't got no pleasure in that.
Said Yahuwah Elohim, and not that he should return from his ways and live. But when the righteous turn away from his transgressions and committeth iniquity, and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man does, shall he live? All his righteousness that he has done shall not be mentioned. and his trespass that he has trespassed, and his sin that he has sinned in them, he shall die. Yet ye say the way of Yahuwah is not equal.
He say what?
They say the way of Yahuwah is not equal.
He say his ways are not equal. That's what they say.
Here now, O house of Yasharal, is not my way equal? Are not your ways equal? When a righteous man...
He say, are not your ways unequal? He say, my ways are equal. You unequal. Why is our ways unequal? Because we don't consider our ways. So because we don't consider, that's what the warning he giving you in Haggai. He said you sowing, but you ain't bringing nothing in. You ain't bringing no fruit to perfection because you steady sowing amongst them thorns. Come on back to Jeremiah 4 and 3. Read that again.
Jeremiah.
After that, Hosea chapter 10 and verse 10. Well, actually 10 and 12. Get straight to the point.
Jeremiah 4 and 1.
4 and 3.
4 and 3.
That's why you can't sow amongst them. You can't sow that seed amongst sinners. You can't sow that seed amongst unrighteous places and undoings. That's why he told you that. He said you got clothes, but you're not warm. You got food, but you're not full. You got drink, but you're still thirsty. You got money, but you can't keep it. Why? And all of that is being because the cares and the pleasures and the deceitfulness of riches and everything in this life is choking off the word. It's suffocating it. Every time we can look at examples of Yasharal fooling with sinners, the word got suffocated and they ended up converting to the ways of the heathen. That's why I told you that last night. It's not if a sinner will convert you to ungodliness, it's when. There is no if, it's when. You know what I'm saying? Because as a matter of fact, I asked for that. Give me Nehemiah 13 and 20.
Nehemiah.
Matter of fact, get go ahead and find the verse where he say, I'm going to put my hands on you.
Come around here and don't put the hands on you.
Hey, that's a fair warning though. I told you that yesterday, that's a fair warning though. You let a nigga know. Do it again. I'm going to put my hands on you now. You've been warned. You can't be mad at it for that because I done warned you. I didn't slap fire from you this time. I'm just letting you know. Try it again, nigga. I'm putting my hands on you. I seen somebody texting to my Mr. Brown, to me the man is at Potter's house. I said, they didn't call the man by his name. They called his wife by his name but called him Mr. Brown. I said, I don't even know the nigga name either.
I thought that was they were Brown though.
No, I know her name. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe she sings professionally.
Sunday.
Nehemiah 13 and 17, man. Corrine Brown finna go up that road. I don't know. They said
Brown will do at least 10.
she got convicted on 18 of 22 counts. Her maximum sentence is 357 years. Will she get 357 years? No. They probably hit off with about 5 to 10.
Yeah, she's gonna be 5 to 10.
How old is she?
Too old to be going to prison, I tell you that.
She's 70?
No, I
She's
said
60 plus.
she's 60, she's in her mid-60s. Woo! One thing about it, one thing for certain, two things for sure. You finally gonna get to see what's up under that wig. I've been wondering for years what's up under that wig.
Probably caught roses and cocktails.
I wonder how much hair she got. She might have more hair than a little bit. But she might come up out of there looking like Homer Simpson. Boy, we don't know.
What, 2 strands?
2 strands. Niggas say that, hey, the feds gonna be, DOJ gonna be like, they get that nigga that wig. Bye.
She ain't never go. They said she ain't
I know.
outside.
No, I mean, she went home.
She ain't even going no greens. The whole time.
I mean, she went home, so they let her go home. She's a federal. They not. They gonna. If it was a regular nigga, you would have went to jail. She'd have been sitting in the Duval County jail. She's a congresswoman, so they let her go home till sentencing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna do all that.
They ain't gonna pay bail.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, that they do that with a lot of high profile. Like they can do that for lower profile people. They don't have to lock you up when you blow trial. They can let you stay out till sentencing. Just like they had ran a story on the news saying how Duval County bails are higher than anyone else's in the state, and that they can actually let people out from bail court. They don't first appearance. They don't have to give you one. You know what I'm saying? But they don't do that here. And how you can have 10 people with the same charge and have 10 different bails. But I've been known that before that story ran, because they give ransoms here. Bail is supposed to secure your appearance in court, not keep you in jail. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that when they go to get their bail, that they can let them out and say, we release you on your own recognizance. They don't do that though. $10,000, $20,000, $25,000. When I got locked up for the sale charge I had, bro, my bail was $100,000.
Each nigga had $175,000 bail off some old assault. Like,
but it was a nigga next to me had the same charge I had, and his bail was $10,000.
yeah.
And there was another nigga who bail was $25,000.
Why they need you, Bill?
My record.
They look at your record. Go through that.
But it's at the judge's discretion. He could give you whatever bail he wanted. He could tell you going home if you want. You could be a 32-time convicted felon, and he say ROR. Who can stop him?
The thing with that though is like, it's at the judge's discretion, but it's also that they can't get a bail that you actually couldn't pay. Like if you're poor, legally they're not supposed to. But
Oh, I know that from personal experience.
yeah, so it's like if you're poor or something, they can't set your bill over a certain amount, or they're not supposed to. They have to set a bill that you could reasonably meet.
How would they know what someone's economic status is?
They
You
wouldn't.
have to
Getting booked.
But they
your
don't.
lawyer, or
But let's say at first appearance, dog, that doesn't happen. You don't have a lawyer
You don't
at
have
first.
nothing.
but you can claim that though.
But
It's
you-
possible, and you're supposed.
But let's tell you how this works in Duval County. When you get arrested, you go see first appearance the next morning. So if you don't already have a lawyer on retainer, then there will be no
Ain't
lawyer
nobody
there.
even know you in there. Honestly.
That's true, but all you have to do is claim like I can't meet that bail. That it's like
Well, I'm gonna tell you, at bail appearance, they don't even let you talk.
yeah, they're
Right to
just
the
honoring
back.
people's rights.
No, because what they're gonna tell you is this: I can't do nothing here. I'm just here to set your court date and your bail and move right along. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at it. I done seen dudes piss the judge off, and everybody behind that dude got massive bails.
Hope you get a good judge, that's what they tell you.
But you don't even be knowing who the bail judge is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's why I told you, like, bail is supposed to secure your appearance in court. That's what it's supposed to be for. It's not actually to hold you in jail. You know what I'm saying? But Duval County gives bails to hold you in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not wrong what she's talking about. This supposed to be to, all it's supposed to mean is Johnny gonna come to court on such and such day. You know what I'm saying? But they give you a bail that they know you ain't gonna be able to pay it, and you gonna stay in here. And if you poor, who you gonna tell? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna tell? So you in here waiting on Shank, talking about I got 2 trays for some donuts. It's an ugly situation. That's why niggas be moving so hard to bail out to get up out of there.
And if you don't,
It's ugly.
you in there.
It's ugly. But to be in that Duval County jail, boy, I done seen niggas take pleas to go to prison instead of staying in the county. They be like, nah, bro, give me 13 months. Give me 13 months. I can't do no county time. Send me up the road. Straight up. Niggas don't want to do no time in the Duval County jail. They be like, they send me up the road. I done seen, do they offering 10 months, and they say, give me 13. They rather do their time in prison. That's bad. You niggas like they feed you better, bro. They got TVs. They got cigarettes. I'm dead serious though. Cause ain't no TVs in the Duval County. There ain't nothing in there but niggas and cars.
And a pencil and paper.
And some books. And they be like, I don't want niggas, they feel like in prison, at least I can go outside and breathe real air. Unless they send you to the P farm. And niggas don't want to go to the P farm because they don't be want to work in ditches. I done did it. That's when I seen some ungodly things with a white boy with a lighter. No, we just on the back of the truck. You know, niggas done threw us some cigarettes, threw us a lighter. The nigga looked at that white boy and said, boy, I need you to bring that in. Well, I turned my head and turned back, car had to slip that in his bum. I said, boy, you ain't say ouch, nothing. What happened here? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you, I say, boy, he only had 10 days. Nigga backpacking.
You might have just cheated.
No, that nigga, he cheat that. Well, you gotta, cause boy, they make you squat when you come back. Nigga, I done seen niggas transport D batteries, nigga.
He cheated, man, you know.
They take them D batteries and put them together to get fire. I done seen niggas pick up chewing tobacco, dry it out, and smoke it. You know what I'm talking about? The nigga said they call it spit rip. I'm not lying to you. I done seen niggas smoke banana peels, orange peels. That blow didn't do anything. That's just like a sports tap on the bum. Good play. Good play. Go ahead, we gotta get out of here. Finish that up.
Nehemiah
13 and 17. Girl, don't come over here with that.
13. Definitely don't.
Hush, hush, hush.
She said, Mama, me. Nehemiah 13 and 17.
13.
17.
Alright. It says, then contended with the nobles of Yehuda and said unto them, that evil thing is that which you do, to profane the Sabbath. Did not your fathers thus?
Back up to 15, because we didn't want to hear that one part.
That's what I thought. Nothing after that.
Okay, keep going then. Go ahead.
Alright, my bad. It said, did not our fathers thus, and did not our Elohim bring all this evil upon us and upon the city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Yasharah by profaning the Shabbat. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded the gates should be shut, and charged that they should not be opened until
Hey,
the Sabbath.
Hush.
Be quiet.
That's what I'm trying to spare you from.
It
She's looking for
says-
somebody to give us some
He
count.
says, he said, and he charged that they should not be open until after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates that they should be no burden brought in on the Shabbat. So the merchants and the sellers of all kinds of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
I'm putting these hands on you.
From that time forth, they came no more on the Shabbat.
He let him know. He done gave him a warning. Do it again, girl. Right upside your noggin, nigga. Drop down about verse 25.
He says, and I contend with them and cursed them and smote certain of them and plucked off their hair and made them swear by Elohim, saying, ye shall not give your daughters unto the sons, nor take daughters unto your sons for yourselves. Did not Solomon king of Yasharal sin by these things? Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his Elohim, and Elohim made him king over all of Yasharal. Nevertheless, even to him did outlandish women cause him to sin.
Guess what? Sinners got Solomon. What make him think he ain't gonna get you?
What's it? Outlandish.
Outlandish? Let's see what that word is.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
Outlandish?
That means it was off the chain.
You know what outlandish mean in English?
Strippers. Straight up and down.
Oh, flamboyant hoe.
They was busting it open.
He had all type of women. Ain't no telling what they were doing.
Babylon, Moabite.
And I'm just saying, I think
Ain't no
The word for it's no Kareem, just foreign woman, harlot, unknown, unfamiliar,
Egypt.
that's like
stranger. So basically, he had an old strange woman. But guess what though? Anybody that's a sinner is foreign and strange. And foreign and strange people can cause you to sin. What I had you at before Nehemiah 13? We already read that. I had you had something else before. Yeah, what it was? Romans what?
8?
No, it wasn't it. Matter of fact, just come on back to Matthew 13 and 47, and we just call it that.
Come back around here again and put them hands on the wood. You ain't hear the song. You gotta hear the song.
Who made that?
Oh, can't no, they like that. Matthew 13. You got 20? Yeah, 13 what?
47.
47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like to a net that is cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew the shore and sat down and gathered the good unto vessels. Gathered the good unto vessels and cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world when the Malachim shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire, where there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Go ahead.
And Jesus said unto them, have you understood these things?
Have y'all understood these things? And they said,
Yea, Master. Then they said unto them, then said he unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed to the kingdom of Shalom is like a man that is a householder which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old.
Praise y'all for Yahushua and the word. We cut short right there.
Come back around here again.